talk about a continuation of the live that I had yesterday, where I was talking about vetting men and, women using their intuition and being able to recognize a man that is not going to do anything for them in advance. So, yeah, this is just a continuation of the live from yesterday about women basically being able to vet men, because, when I talk about women vetting men, it's always kind of like a split, chain of thought. Like, there are some women that believe that men can be vetted, and then there are some women that believe, we don't have any, I guess, power to discern, if a man is no good or not. So that's what I do believe, that women have the power to vet men. I really do. And um so that's what this is about, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I want to talk about practical solutions and ways, because I do just say that women can do it, but I never talk about exactly how they can do it. So, topic is today: Black women have to be harsh when dating. So, Black women can and should vet men and look for red flags. That is, if you're dating. If you're not dating, then it doesn't matter. But if you are, then you most definitely should put a, procedure in play of, the ways that you eliminate men that are unworthy before you get any type of serious with them. A lot of the vetting should be done before you even meet. That's a lot of it. I would say at least 45% of vetting can be done before you even meet the person. And then on the first date, you can do at least another additional 35%. So I really think that 75% of vetting can be done from the first time you talk to them through the first date. So it's not like a lot of time has been invested. Like, you can get rid of the majority of, dusties from the first, either, like I said, the first few conversations before y'all meet up, and also the first date. Depending on where you go for the first date, that way you can make sure that you can speak to them and, get a real good hold on what they have to say. Probably not the movies. So, number one, what are red flags in a man that you should never entertain? We could talk about that. Number two, men to avoid. I just put DL men in there in parentheses, because I do think that DL men, and I think there's a way to, you can't tell with everyone, but I think you can tell with a lot of men. But those are a lot of the men that beat and abuse women and treat them very poorly, because they are conflicted about their sexuality, and some of them are actually jealous of women and want to be them. And that's another reason why can be very emotionally, physically, verbally abusive. Number three, how to listen to your intuition. There is a way to listen to your intuition, because, as I said on the live yesterday, your woman's intuition is like a muscle that has to be exercised and it has to be used. And if you completely turn it off and you don't use it and you don't work it out, then your intuition will be faulty. And maybe that's why there are some women that feel like there's just no possible way to vet men, because maybe their intuition is out of shape and underdeveloped and they haven't worked it out. It could be that. Number four, no second chances, and for men. And I think that's where a lot of red flags go, ignored, or they go under the radar, because there are women that give men second chances. And you should not give a man a second chance, period. That is not something that you should do at all, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And, anytime you give a man a second chance, it's really counterproductive to whatever you're trying to do. And also, I think a lot of Black women, and this part is not our fault. Black women are brainwashed to accept the bare minimum. Black women are brainwashed and told that, hey, that man can pay the light bill. What are you doing? Accept him. At least he's here. or at least he's the father. Like, let's say he impregnated you. At least he's there at the house. He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to provide. It's just things, people tell Black women to accept barely nothing. And so I understand that creates a weird expectation in Black women to where they don't expect anything from Black men or even the men in general. So when they do get something that seems so amazing and awesome and all of that, I'm sorry, y'all. But I just wanted to say that you've got to have harsh standards for men. You've got to require more as a Black woman. You got to require even more as a Black woman. So, yeah. So basically, that's what I wanted to talk about today. And, I would say number one, a red flag in a man that you should never entertain is any man that is interested in red pill content. Any man that tells you that he listens to Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, Steph So Cold, Alpha Male Strategies, Andrew Tate, like the list goes on and on and on. If a man tells you that he listens to any red pill content, immediately he is a no. I mean, immediately disconnection. You could even, if you want to, if he tells you while you're on the phone, you should just hang up. That's how serious it is to not entertain a man that listens to red pill or is into red pill content. Period. Because he's going to have unhealthy attitudes and viewpoints on women, what their purpose is, what they should be doing. And he's really just going to all around not like women. Because if a man really liked women and he saw them as human beings and not just, outlets for X or house cleaners or whatever the case may be, or chefs, then he would definitely be totally against red pill content. Honestly. So that's the number one thing. Red pill content. He's into it. And even if he tries to hit you with, because a lot of men will say, oh, I don't agree with all of it. I just agree with some. Just some of the things that Kevin Samuel was right. Because, we both got a lot of work to do. We both. And, 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 and. Do not talk to that man. Immediately stop talking to him. So, and that's something that you should ask in a phone conversation, probably the first time y'all talk. And that should let y'all know everything. And actually, if he says no, that's cool. You can move forward. But when you meet him in person, you need to ask again. That way you can see his face. And if you wanted to go even further with it, what you could do is you could pretend to like some red pill content to make them feel comfortable. Like, oh yeah, I was just wondering, like, who's your favorite red pillar? Because I actually, or you could ask him, hey, what's your thoughts on Kevin Samuels? Because I think that Kevin Samuels was talking the truth sometimes, right? And you may not believe that, of course. If you're smart, you don't believe that. So you could say that, though, to give him a false sense of security. A false sense of security. That way that he would open up and tell you his true feelings because he feels like you'll be on board with it. That should let you know everything. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that's an immediate no-go is if the man has been to prison or jail for anything, he should not be entertained at all. Period. I don't care if he told you, oh, I was a teenager. I was down the wrong road. I am, raised by a single mother. I just made a mistake. Yeah, I did 2 years in jail, or I did this. If a man has been to jail, he is an absolute no-go. Do not entertain any man that has been to jail or been to prison. Absolutely not. If he has been to jail, if he has been to prison, he needs to stay by himself. And I will tell you why. Because half of the men that unalive women have been to jail or to prison. So that is going to logically reduce your chances on being harmed. Not to mention that the majority of these men that go to jail or go to prison get involved in man on man activity. Do you want a man that was getting it in on the bottom bunk in jail or prison? Do you? If you do, you're crazy, but I'm sure that you don't. So you need to avoid these men, because once these men start getting their tampered with, now you can no longer trust them anyway. Just telling you the truth. So any man that's been in jail, any man that's been in prison, he's a no-go. I don't care if he told you he did 30 days. I don't care if he told you he did 2 weeks. I don't care if he told you he did 3 days. If a man has been to jail or to prison, he should not be considered as any type of dating option for you. Let's see here. There's a guy in the comments that typed in all caps, Yusuf, you asked me, am I serious? I'm confused. Am I serious about what? I sent you a request though. I think you accepted it. Serious about what, sir?
You say every man been in prison been with another man?
No, I said that if a man has been to prison or jail, he should not be considered to be dated. And that the majority of men that have been to jail or prison have been involved in man on man behavior. Absolutely. Does that apply to every single man? No. But does it apply to the majority?
The
Yes. And
majority of men
yes.
that have been.
And women don't have we don't have the liberty to take these chances. And besides that, prison or jail is not a rehabilitation center. The majority of men either go back or they go out even worse than they were when they came in. So why would a woman take a risk like that?
The majority of men. How many men do you know have been in prison?
Have you been in prison?
Yes.
Okay, so I see you have a a problem with what I'm saying. And why did you go to prison?
Armed robbery.
Okay, so do you think that you would want your daughter to be married to a man that went to prison for armed robbery, for actually trying to take something from somebody with a weapon? That's actually terrifying. Why would any woman want to be with a man that has the capability of doing something so insane?
Do you believe in the Bible?
It doesn't matter what I believe in. What I believe
I'm
in
asking a
is that
question.
a woman, I'm not God.
I'm,
It's not up to
I'm,
me to forgive you for your actions. Nobody's saying that you can't be forgiven for your actions, but that doesn't mean that women have to entertain you. It doesn't mean a woman has to sleep with you. It doesn't mean a woman has to date you. It doesn't mean that a woman has to let you inside of her. So
correct.
if you have been to prison for armed
That's correct.
robbery, for trying to take
That's
something from
correct.
somebody with a weapon, no black woman
That's
should
correct.
date you.
You're right.
Yes,
You're
no black
absolutely
woman should date
correct.
you.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah,
That
so
does not mean that a woman has to date me.
mhm.
That does not mean that a woman has to choose me. That does not mean that a woman. You are absolutely correct. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, so I'm saying
That's the
like,
woman
sir,
choose. But you're saying that you're more saying that you're trying to put it on a woman that you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. But you're
yes.
telling me that I should. You're telling me the opposite. That I
I'm not
should
telling
not
you
make a woman
anything.
do this or make a woman. You're making a woman choose.
Yes, a woman should choose because this is advice for women, sir. Any smart
That's what I'm
woman would
saying.
not.
She should be the one to choose.
Yes, and I'm giving women advice. Any
You're
woman
not
that's
giving.
smart.
You're
What?
not giving them. You're telling them what they should not do.
Okay, exactly. They shouldn't do it. Any woman that entertains a man that went to prison
You're
for
not giving her
armed
a choice.
robbery
Then.
is crazy. Why? What? No smart woman, no woman with any education, no woman with any type of intelligence would entertain a man that has committed a violent crime. Because do you know the recidivism rates for inmates? The majority of men go back to prison in 5 years or less. Most of them within a year or two. So why would a woman take that risk?
You know how long I've
That's
been out
not
of prison?
smart.
Do you know how long I've been out of prison?
That's you. The majority of inmates go back to prison. And once
Look at.
again, you have the capability of committing a violent crime. It's in you. You've done it before. Who's to say you won't do it again? So why would a woman?
What
Why
about
would a
women
woman
that commit
entertain
violent
you?
crime? What about women that commit violent crime? They
Women
shouldn't be
don't
married either.
commit. Men commit the majority of all violent crime in the United States. And all the majority of all unalivings. Men commit, I think it's like
But there's no
78%
women in
of
prison
all
for
violent
murder.
crimes.
There's no women in
So
prison, so there's no women in prison for murder. There's no women in
once
prison for
again, did
armed
you just
robbery.
hear what I
There's no
say? I
women in
know
prison.
that you. I
I'm
let me
asking you a
speak.
question. You're not
Let
answering
me
the question.
speak, sir. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna
What
let you
I'm
speak, then
telling
you
you is
speak, then I
this.
speak.
This is what I'm saying to you.
I'm gonna time you.
90%. You don't have to. You can't time nothing over here. Are you out your mind? This my
Because
mind.
no, I'm not. I'm saying, but you want a certain limit to talk. It don't
Okay,
mean about
let
having.
me just,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
let you speak. Go
answering,
ahead.
I'm just
Go ahead.
answering your question. You said, are there any women in prison for unaliving people? Because you can't say the N word. Yes, but 90% of all unalivings here in the United States are committed by men, by males. So you can't use that as a aha moment because the majority of unalivings are committed by men. Nobody said that women have not been to prison. Nobody said that women haven't committed violent acts. What I'm speaking about is women. And if it's in your right to say, hey, I don't want to entertain a woman that's been in jail or prison, cool. You wouldn't have a problem doing that because black women that go to prison are in a very small minority. Their incarceration rates are lower than white women's. So you wouldn't have no problem finding a black woman that didn't go to jail or prison. What I'm saying is that a woman that's intelligent would never entertain a man that has committed a violent crime or been to jail or prison. Period. Period. It's the smartest thing to do because if you have it in you to do it, you could do it again. So it would be in her best interest to not entertain a man that can be violent. That's it. I don't know what the problem is, but you can go ahead, sir. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to speak uninterrupted. I'll put the timer on for you so you know you won't be interrupted. Go ahead.
That's okay. You made your point. You're absolutely correct. All the men that go to prison are gay. Oh, no, I'm saying gay because they can't say that word on this place. All the men that been in prison are homosexuals, however you want to say it. All the men that been in prison will always return. I would go back to prison again. Everybody's the same.
Okay, all right. Is that all you had to say, sir?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
You right.
you have a great day. Because I'm not here for the pity party, sir. I'm really
No,
not.
I'm saying you're right. Now you don't want
No,
nobody to
you're
agree
trying
with
to
you.
be
God
sarcastic.
dang.
I'm not here for the pity party. It's not my fault you decided to pick up a weapon and go try to rob somebody. That's your fault, homie. Yours. I'm married to a black man that ain't never been arrested, ain't never been to jail, ain't never been to prison, lived with his mom, was raised with his brothers and sisters, and went to school and went to college. So it can be done. You just didn't do it. All right. And just because there are consequences to the choices and decisions that you make. You made a choice to go rob somebody and get locked up. And so therefore, any smart woman, I'm telling any women here, don't entertain men that have been to jail or prison. Because the majority of the time when black women are out here getting deleted and unalived by black men, I go look up and these Negroes been in jail, they've been in prison, they got previous records. So if a man has been in jail, do not entertain him. Period. It's really just that simple. You
So
know,
I can't
and,
raise
and if
children,
you
right?
feel
Right. So I can't. So I have no ability to raise a child. I have no ability to get married or anything like that.
yes, you should get married to another person that's been in jail or prison. You should find those women that you just brought up that have been in prison. You should find them and link up with them, and y'all should be together. So the black women or the other non-black women that you know that have been in jail or prison, you should find those ladies and you should be with them. And y'all should have children together and raise them, and hopefully they don't get locked up. That's what you should do.
So me and my wife should need to get a divorce.
Hey, if your wife married you, that's her own stupidity, but hopefully
We've
nothing
been together.
happens
We've
and
been together
everything
for
works out.
15. We've been together for 15 years, so we should get a divorce.
I can't tell you what to do.
I'm
I can't
asking
tell
you.
your wife what to do.
That should be her most logical thing to
No,
do, right?
no, the decision, she's already made the decision. So that's on
I'm
her.
saying that should. So after 15 years,
That doesn't make any I don't know what you're saying.
I
That
don't
doesn't make
understand the question. I don't understand what the situation. You know what I mean? I've been out what 30 years. I've never been back in jail. Period. But it's
sir,
something that happened when I was 14. You know. Oh, I'm like, okay.
Once again,
When she
like
come
I just
home, I
said,
should tell her that
how long did you
you
do in
should we
prison?
this woman said you need to divorce me. You
How
should never
long?
be
That's
with
not
me.
what I said. How long were you? How
That's what you
long were you in
said.
prison?
You're not being logical by being
No,
with me.
you're not being logical. You're not being
That's what
logical.
you
You're being
said.
very
That's what you just
emotional.
said
You're
indirectly.
in your feelings about what I said. There's no way in
Indirectly,
God's
that's
green
what you
earth. Do you have
said.
any
You
children?
know
Do
what
you
the
have a
indirect
daughter?
statement is?
Do you have a daughter? Answer my question. Do you have a daughter?
Do you know what the indirect
Do you
statement is?
have a daughter? Yes or no?
Huh?
Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
Okay, so when you think about what you want for your daughter, would you want her to be with the man that committed an armed robbery crime? Would you, is that what you would want for your daughter? Or would you rather her be with an intelligent man that knew that from off the rip that was a dumb decision and took his butt to school and got a job? Would you rather that for her? Or would you want her to be with a man like yourself?
I'd rather be with a man that's going to provide for her, going to take care of her, no matter what he did. As
Okay,
long as
so
he
you
takes
don't
care of
mind if
her,
he
as
takes
long as he
care of her
provide
by
for her,
robbing
as
people.
long as he is good to her, as long as he don't put his hands
That
on her,
doesn't make
as long as he
sense.
treat her like a
He
woman
won't treat
that
her
he's
like a
supposed to
woman.
treat her, then I don't care what. He don't care
Okay,
what.
that makes then you're a terrible father because he won't treat her correctly. If you have a piss poor character that you would rob someone with a weapon, okay, then you're not a good person. Your character is faulty. So once again, that's going to resonate some way in the relationship with that man and your daughter. Period. And it's insane that you can't even admit because you are in your feelings about what I said that you want you say you don't have a problem with your daughter choosing a man that's been locked up. That's scary stuff. Listen, I this man, I don't know what he got going on, y'all, but I'm just here to tell you guys, if a man has been to jail, if a man has been to prison, that is not a man to entertain. Period. You mean to tell me that this man is trying to convince me that an armed, can I say that? An armed, let's say stick up is something that a woman should entertain? What? Like I would be terrified to entertain a man that was comfortable enough to do that. Yes, prison is a disgusting, nasty, trifling, dehumanizing place. And not only that, but it causes mental scars on these men that are in there. Like, so no, he's a ticking time bomb. And there would be no reason. And any woman that entertains a man that has been to prison or jail has low self-esteem. Period. Your self-esteem is in the gutter. Because why do you not feel like you deserve more? And I would never in my life advocate for either of my daughters to be with jailbird criminals that were up there laid up, having to spread their cheeks for people to look in their cavities to see what's in there if they got something in there. Looking deep in their anuses. Like, are you kidding me? No, absolutely not. Okay, and I know everything that goes on, and I've never been to jail or prison. And I know everything that goes on, and I've never been to jail or prison. I do know people that have though. Anyway, as I was saying, um, black women are being unalived. Black women are being put in horrible positions every day at the hands of not only black men, but other men, but mostly black men. And a lot of those men have been to jail or prison. So I'm talking about the checklist of things that you can do to vet men. Now, I don't know why that man was so upset with me. He dropped. I didn't kick him, y'all. I don't know why he was so mad at me, y'all. I don't know why he was so mad at me because I said that. Like, he talking about should I divorce my wife? I don't know. You ask her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my, I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my goodness. You ask your wife if she should divorce you. I don't know. All I know is that I would never, ever in my life marry that I would never, ever in my life marry no man that had a armed theft charge. I don't even know what words I could use, but baby, no. Absolutely, Absolutely not. Believe this man tried to argue me down, talking about he don't care if who his daughters date, if they date him and they've been to prison. All they gotta do is treat her right. Well, if he's been to all they gotta do is treat her right. Well, if he's been to that, then I will tell you what, he's probably not going to treat her right. And then not to mention, oh, okay, I'm glitching, y'all. Hold on. It's probably then not to mention, oh, okay, I'm glitching, y'all. Hold on. It's probably this King Cypher. Let me block him. Hold on, y'all. All right. Let me see if I see anybody else in here. Y'all let me know if it's still glitching, okay? Is it still glitching, y'all? Let me know if y'all can tell me. I blocked one dude that was in here already. And that's crazy that you see how weird men are. Now, they it's probably that dude that I just blocked. But y'all see how weird these dudes are? They will sit there and tell women all day, every day, right? To choose better, choose better, choose better, choose better, choose better, do better. But then when women actually try to do that and talk about ways to quote unquote choose better, you see they get in their feelings because they don't really mean that. I'm telling you, men don't really want women to choose better because if women choose better, that means that they won't choose them. They don't really want women to choose better. All they want to do is weaponize choosing better so that if you say that something happened to you, they can get you to be quiet. That's it. That's all. That's all it is about. Truthfully. And that to me is like actually scary. You know, let me see if I can, y'all let me know if it's still skipping. Y'all might gotta really like the live, you know. But it's probably somebody in here hating. But like I said, I have no idea why anybody would hate on the fact that I'm saying women should not date men that are felons, not date men that have been to prison or jail. Like that's automatically a baseline no. Just like I said, red pill content. If you watches that, consumes that, likes that, baseline, no, don't even entertain them. And I'm talking about the first time you talk to a man and you find out that these things are true, you need to stop talking to them. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I have no idea, like I said earlier, like men will talk about choose better, but they really just want to be able to talk about you. They just want to be over there for you to say, like, hey, my boyfriend, or my husband or whatever, my fiance, he beat me, he cheated on me, he did this. They just want to say choose better because they want to make it seem like men are out here actively harming women and hurting their feelings. I just think it's real crazy, like honestly. But that man that came up here to try to, what I'm saying, rationalize away going to prison and jail. And you see, and this is another thing. Y'all heard how he sounded? He sounded delayed, right? Real slow. I really believe that when men go to jail or they go to prison, like they put something in the food. I really do believe that. I believe that they put something in there, especially when they are like there for an extended period of time, like prison sentences. I believe that that food is tainted with something. And that's why the majority of them, when they come out, they go back in. Or when you talk to them, they're even more emotionally unregulated because of all of whatever they have been poisoned with while they're in there. And that's why that man sounded like that. Because y'all heard how he sounded. He sounded like he probably couldn't read one book without pictures. And if you ask him to read like a chapter out loud, it sounds like he wouldn't be able to read the chapter out loud at all without saying let me stop. Oh my goodness. I'm doing too much this morning. I'm sorry. I'm doing too much this morning and I know it. I know it. Go ahead, Coach D.
Trigger, why you in here cutting up on a Friday? Oh, come on now. It ain't even 10 a.m. EST. And you cutting up. But I love it. Yeah, that's what we talked about in the last live. We gotta start doing more of shaming men and telling them the truth about themselves. You sound illiterate. You're ugly. You're a bum. You're dusty. You gotta start telling them the truth about themselves. Like, yeah, nah, you It's not giving what you think it is, boo. So let's wrap it up. I'll say one of the to the topic. The first one I could think of that always aggravates me about men is men who try to rush you, which relates to number 3. Men who want you to move so fast, like love bombing, but also just in general. Let me take you out. They want to general. Let me take you out. They want to hog up all of your time. They want to be in your face all the time, or they start talking about sexual intimacy too quick and not even start talking about sexual intimacy too quick and not even in a way where they like propositioning you, because I've had that happen before, but the proposition is absolutely like stop sign, no. But when they're just in general talking about topics related to that, way too quick. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, why are we going to that already? You don't have nothing else to talk about. They're very genital level thinking. They can't talk about or do anything other than that. And that should be a red flag to you. Somebody trying to hypnotize you or get control of your body, which relates to number 3 is how to listen to your intuition. A lot of women, and this is what I make my content about as an intimacy coach, is women having sensate awareness and body awareness, their emotional awareness. And when a man comes into your life and is rushing you, he doesn't want to give you enough time to think. He wants to be in your body and on your body and have too much control over what's going on with your body, trying to put his biological material into you, trying to control your body and get your body to do certain things in a certain way for his benefit. He's trying to trick you out of your intuition. He's trying to get you to what men say. If a woman like you enough, you don't even have to lie to her. She'll lie to herself. He's trying to get you mind control and manipulate you to the point where you can't tell up from down, left or right. He's keeping you in so much chaos emotionally and energetically and mentally and spiritually that you can't even tell what's going on. So the number one thing is always, and I will always promote for women, is to abstain. Do not involve yourself in any type of intimate relationships with men that involve physical intimacy, because number one, that's going to weed a lot of them out quick right off the bat. But number 2 is that once you start doing those things with a man, you get cloudy. Your mind gets cloudy. Your body and your brain get disconnected. Like you can't stay in your body. And a lot of what tactics that men try to use is to get you out of your body, to get you to not be grounded, to not be embodied in who you are. And so you have to learn how to keep them off of you, and keep them out of you so that you can sit with and listen to yourself. And that's why it's so important for women to not be jumping from relationship to relationship or partner to partner to partner, because you need that time to be connected and just in your own energy and not have to be worried about what a man have going on in his energy or what the other women that he's dealing with. The most paranoid I've ever been in my life is not as a single mother. It's as a woman trying to have a relationship with a man who is trying to have relationships with everybody else but me. And so we really have to be grounded in ourselves, because once they get us out of our bodies and out of our minds, we're no good. We can't do nothing for nobody. Can't do nothing for ourselves. Can't do nothing for our kids. And yeah, so number 4, no, I skip number 2 because they're obvious. That number 2 is too obvious. But number 4, no second chances and extremely harsh standards for men. Absolutely. As a woman who was violated, who experienced betrayal trauma, because that's what it is. It's betrayal trauma. It's a collapsing of your reality when you realize that the person that you've poured your love and your trust and been vulnerable with and gave your body to and was willing to give up just your whole entire essence. That's basically what women do when you want to have a child, when you have a child with somebody, or you marry them, you basically linking your destiny and your essence to that person. And so when that person violates you by stepping outside of the relationship, you experience trauma. It's a betrayal trauma. You betrayed my trust. Do not give them no second chance. It's no going back. It don't matter how big or how little. Even if he, sometimes you got to be strict. Don't even be liking other women's pictures on social media, because I don't like, what is you saying? What you like this for? Like, what about this was appealing to you? Do you need an eye exam? Do you need me to remove your eyes for you? So yeah, you have to be very no nonsense and don't play with them. So as soon as a man shows you who he is, believe him. If he say something that's just not quite right, which relates to intuition, if he say something and it just don't feel right, trust and believe in yourself. When you start having them dreams, because my dreams give it away every time. I don't have to, towards the end of my relationship, I didn't have to go through no phone. I already knew. As soon as I got the feeling like, yeah, something weird going on, or I had a dream, I already know. I'm MLK out here. Like, yeah, I done had a dream and plenty of dreams. So trust yourself and don't give these men second chances, because they're not going to change. He's not going to change. He may change for the next woman. I doubt it. Men rarely ever change. They just change women. Men do not change who they are. They just get another woman to fool, and then by the time she figure it out, he's perfected his craft some more. So then he move on to the next woman with his elevated skills and manipulation and betrayal. So just let him go. He can't do right by you. Just leave it alone and let him go. No second chances, harsh standards and harsh consequences. He violates you, that's it.
All right, all right, all right. I definitely agree with everything that you said, Coach T. And I just wanted to quickly just say real quick to piggyback off what you said. I also think, when you have, what's it called? Men that will start telling you about their private area real quick. I remember back in the day, long time ago when I was dating before I got married, I was talking to this man on the phone. And I kid you not, we were on the phone for about 3 minutes before he told me, hey, I have a big, you know what? Like, Negro, I ain't even got to know nothing else about you.
Hang up on
Like,
you.
why would you just jump out the gate with that? What you say, Coach T?
Hang up on you. Not in the mood.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on now. All right, let me go down here to Jason. Jason, what do you have to say? Since you requested turn your mic on, you there, Jason?
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Uh, just wanted to chime in a little bit. I was listening to the young lady above, and pretty much everything she said can go for both sides. Uh,
Need both sides.
every point that she made can be the same for women as it is for
Okay.
me.
So I'm gonna cut you right there and ask you one question respectfully. You see that the topic says black women can and should vet men and look for red flags. Then you hear a black woman giving good advice for women on what they should do, specifically black women on what they should do in dating. And your response would be to come up here and say both sides. Are we talking about both sides? Are we talking about men? No. Is there a man on this picture right here? No. Or do you hear men speaking? No. So why would you go over here and talk about both sides? Nobody in here is, a man. So they don't need information on how to date women. So I don't understand the idea of the fact that y'all do that all the time. Anytime y'all hear black women talking, y'all always try to find some way to center yourself or take the onus off of black men or off of men in general, because this ain't even really necessarily about black men specifically. It's about men at all. But do you know how crazy that is? And I really am starting to believe that black men, from their association with white tea women, y'all have begun to adopt a lot of their whataboutisms and philosophy the same way they always bring their tears in and make things all about them. Like y'all be doing the exact same thing, and it's literally insane. Like I really would like to know what about what you said you thought was a good idea to say around a whole bunch of women. Do you think we
The
want to
fact
hear
that
about that
you
or no?
associated black men and white women fragility is crazy.
Yes,
When
because
you
it's the
guys took
truth.
on,
Because
you
exactly
guys
why
have
would you
taken on.
get here? Get out of here, lying face. Why are you here? Why did you say anything? That's my point. White women are always going places they are uninvited to. So are white men. And you are doing the same thing. Nobody told you to come up here and say nothing about men. Ain't nobody up here dating women. So what in the world would make you say it's on both sides? It's on both sides. Just like when I just said black women should not entertain any man that goes to jail or prison. Nobody should entertain, black women should not entertain a black man that's been in jail or prison. He's an instant no-go. Absolutely not. A black man come up here talk about some, well, I don't understand. What about the black women that commit unalivings? Are they not supposed to be talked to? Excuse me, first of all, men commit the majority of all unalivings. That's number one. 90% plus of all unalivings here in the United States are committed by men. So why are you talking about it? Black women have the lowest incarceration rates. So what are you talking about? But why did you have to say that when we're not talking about it? That's what I'm
Some
saying.
of those
What
crimes
is your purpose, bro?
unalive. I didn't say one word about that.
Okay, so why are you talking about men and it's on
You
both
you
sides?
you
Nobody
changing the
cares.
whole
Talk
fucking
about women.
subject.
Talk about women.
You're
Talk about women. Talk about women. What can women look out for, sir? What can women watch out for? Since you're a man, what red flags do you know that women can watch out for? That is what the topic is. So can you tell me
If
what are
you would
some
have
things
let me
that women should
finish
look out
fucking
for?
talking before you got in your feelings.
Okay, got you. They should be looking out for you. I didn't get out in my feelings. You're irritating. That's my thing. Y'all be irritating to me because y'all don't have anything other than to say, what about the women? What about the women? What about the black women? What about the black women? What about the black women? The black women is doing something too. And that is the problem that I have. It's not that I'm in my feelings, is that y'all go to the exact same schedule of the modus operandi every time, and it is very 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 annoying. But y'all claim that y'all are the leaders and the protectors and all of this other stuff, and y'all can't even sit here and listen to women talk about the best way to protect themselves. That doesn't make any freaking sense to me. That's completely illogical, bro. But I should have known better than to
And
expect anything
you know
from
they
you.
the women too, and you know the women too. It be women too. It be women too.
It's
It
crazy
be
because
women.
I mean the fact that the first thing that came out of his mouth was, after everything that you said, he said that it was both sides. Like, I the thing about it
Uh-huh.
is, how many men do you hear on social media talking about deep betrayal by women, like women having babies on them, women doing this, that, and the third. And if there are women that do things like that, you know what I see men say all the time underneath those posts? They advocate for people beating the brakes off of that woman. They advocate for unaliving that woman. They advocate for a whole lot of things. But when it comes to black women discussing their trauma, now all of a sudden we got to talk about both sides. Like, be
It's
for real.
always the worst. The sad part is why I don't talk to. Hold on one second, Chloe. I just real quick. The reason why I don't bother like engaging in conversation with them is because they always have to have themselves centered. You see how we welcome them in, or you welcomed him onto the panel to participate in the conversation. He couldn't just accept that extended olive branch, so to speak, of coming into the conversation and exchanging and sharing ideas. He had to come in and center men, maleness, and more specifically himself. And that's why we passed the point of even talking to men or having discussions with men. It's really about what we as women have to do moving forward. And moving forward, we just have to be able to not be so concerned and worried about them, but more so about ourselves and how we can protect ourselves, because they're not interested in it. He had a perfect opportunity as a black man to come up and talk to black women and say, yeah, you know, if I was a black woman, I would look out for this, look out for this, look out for that. When my homeboys do be doing stuff, or when I've seen a men do this, like he just, they don't care. Like it's not about that. They don't care. So
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I would say something else, but I'm gonna go down here to Chloe first. Go ahead, Chloe.
I wasn't here for the initial conversation with that other guy that was on the panel before, but I would say I definitely agree with everything that you guys just said. And every time you try to hold like a man accountable about this type of stuff, they always try to say, "Oh, but women do that." I'm just like, no. But men are the perpetrators most of the time. Okay, women can do it in some instances, but men are the most biggest perpetrators of like all the toxic stuff. And that's just the truth. I mean, we just started getting rights and stuff like I would say 3 decades ago. So, literally somebody said in the chat, laws were made for men to protect the people, literally. Like, we literally just started gaining rights to have protection, and we're now about to get a law that's, I think it says if you cheat, you could go to jail, something like that. But we're about to get a law made for that. And why is that? Oh, because men be cheating and ruining people's lives and destroying their families. Yeah.
All right, Chloe. All right. I did want to say, about the men that come up, like I literally legitimately most of the time I bring the men up for literally for entertainment purposes, you know, because it's always entertaining to interact with them, but I really don't expect to really have too many intelligent conversations with them. Honestly, like 95% of the black men that come on the panel already sent me a request in bad faith, or I sent them a request because I knew that it was going to go left and that I could entertain y'all with our interchange. But I'll just say, me personally, I will say it one more time, I find it very disgusting for black men to go all over the internet talking about how black women are making all these poor decisions. They're choosing thugs, they're choosing pookies, they're choosing ray rays, and black women need to do better and choose better and all of these things. And then when black women have a live that talks about the ways to supposedly do that, now y'all are in here talking about, well, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Or let's talk about the women right now. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And that gives me the vibe that y'all genuinely do not want to see black women protected. Y'all don't want to see black women loved properly. What y'all want to see is the same thing that's happening with black women now, them being taken advantage of and used and abused. And you want to be able to look at them and say, you should have chose better, and humiliate them in a way to silence them and get them not to speak out about their mistreatment. Because the person that makes the black community the angriest is a black woman that speaks up about her abuse and mistreatment and is not silent and shuts up and just take it. Because that's what the world wants black women to do, to take everything and be quiet about it. And you know what the reward for that is? Nothing. Just more abuse. And at the end of the day, when you die a broken shell of yourself, or unalive a broken shell of yourself, for people to say that's what you should have did, heifer. That's really it. And it's really disgusting. And yeah, let me go forward. Go ahead, supervillain. Hey, supervillain, and hey, T.
Wait, I have something to say before you get to them.
Yeah, I'll give you 60 seconds. Go ahead.
All right. I just wanted to say, I don't want to tell you how to express yourself. Of course, you can express yourself in any type of way. But when you like start getting into like little tiffs with these men, I just want you to like pretty much just like carry it like you're laughing at them and looking at them like a
Okay,
joke.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Chloe. All right. Respectfully, number one, I don't know you. This is the first time you ever been on here. This is even a space for you to give me any type of criticism or a critique about that at all because you don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know how I do things. You don't know nothing about what goes on over here. That's number one. Number two, respectfully, I know that I'm way older than you. I'm gonna do things however I want to. And three, I talk to these men how I want to because they need it. They need it. They don't have women that challenge them. They don't have women that talk to them like that. They have black women that coddle them and talk to them nice, and that's the reason why they ignorant now. So if you come up on my live and you're a man and you getting disrespectful, you're gonna get the disrespect that you need returned to you 3,000 fold. And honestly, I would have did it to you, but you're a black woman, and I try my best to respect black women and the best that I can
Damn.
all the time. So yeah, just don't do that. You already interjected a couple times, and you just got up here, which is already disrespectful to be on the live interjecting on people, and I don't know you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and send you on your way though. Okay, you have a great day, Chloe. All right, go ahead. And I really, my mouth is so slick, y'all. I really be trying my best not to be disrespectful to black women. It's so many things on the tip of my tongue to say to her, but I won't because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like I say I try to respect black women and give them more grace than others, and I really, 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 really do. So I ain't even gonna say nothing. But what?
Well, I think
Are you
that
crazy?
I think that triggered. I was in another live yesterday, and a young woman kind of. I don't want to use that term because that's a PIMP term, but she kind of didn't have the decorum and respect the space, and I think that younger women, that's something that they struggle with. But Chloe, I'll tell you that you being a younger woman, you have to respect that you are in one phase of your life and that older women are in a different phase of our life, and we have different experiences and understandings, so that while you can have an opinion, you don't get to kind of bring it to us, like, like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
if
it's
that
just
works
like
for you, we know what we're doing,
it's just like the public checking. I'll be hot diggity damned if you think this your first time in the live. I don't know you at all. I've never seen you before, and you think you gonna publicly check me about how I talk to these dusties? Like, man, you got to be smoking the biggest eight ball of that Snow White China White ever of all time. Seriously, with the baking soda added, because that's
it's
all I can
tone
say.
policing. It's tone policing. That's why it's disrespectful, because you're telling a black woman how to
Yeah,
express
like
herself or how to
honestly,
feel.
that's just wild to me. Because I just feel like if you tell me how to talk to them, then that make me feel like you on their side. And if you on their side, you an op. And then I will begin to look at you like I look at them. Like I said, I bring her up like every day, like Janine, just a girl, or the real Jane, like women like that. I really wholeheartedly really don't care for. I don't look at them as black women anymore because they've already crossed the line. So it's just like, but anyway, I'm gonna let her live. I'm not even gonna say nothing else because the wires could have been crossed. It could be a miscommunication. So I'm not gonna go in. But I just know I'm not gonna engage with you, sis. I saw you sent a request to come up. I respectfully, I'm not in a space to talk right now that I feel like we would have a respectful interchange. So, and I don't want to disrespect you. Okay, so let me go up here to supervillain and then T Scorpio. Go ahead, supervillain.
Yes, good morning, Trig, panel, those in the comments. Sounds like I missed a lot, but I'm still glad to be here. I'm gonna say this. Sounds like we didn't use number four. Sounds like someone got a lot of second chances where we should have been extremely harsh, but it happens. I just want to say, and Trigger, you explained yourself perfectly, but maybe because she's new, Chloe, this is a curated space, curated space. Excuse me. Your Trigger has taken her time, patience to make this space for Black women and for them to express themselves and for this to be a safe landing space. So sometimes she does the back and forth to show us examples that we need to see. And other times when the situation or the conversation can be harmful, she cuts it off. There are plenty of places that the request you made, they do that. They just laugh and hee hee when they say stupid things. We don't do that over here. So again, plenty of places where Black women can take it on the chin when the black men act crazy, but we literally just said, why do we always have to take it, and not say anything? And you said something problematic in the comments. You said you don't want something about black women being angry. Over here, black women can be angry. Again, this is a curated space. We can be angry over here and not judge because anger is a human emotion that's not allotted a lot of time to black women in a safe space. So just for you to understand that, it's nothing about trying to make you feel bad, but a lot of us over here have supported your triggered to make this space a space where black women can just be without judgment. So for you to do that was wild, but may have been her first time, like you said, Trick. So I just want to throw that out there.
I just say her first time. It was her first time and last time because while you was talking, I just blocked her. Sorry.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, that's for everybody else who may have been confused or new and didn't realize what time it was.
oh my
And
goodness, super villain. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interject on you, but I just wanted to say one thing. Like honestly, I said I didn't tell anyone this, on the live or anything, but as I was watching like Love Island, and I was watching like Shelly and Alondria be disrespected and have their faces put on George Floyd's body and things like that. It's just strictly because they decided to express themselves and not even in a toxic manner, just to say, hey, I don't like what's happening. I said that moving forward, I was going to be even more unapologetic with my actions because so many black women are afraid of being perceived as angry or being perceived as having an attitude or being perceived as going back and forth, that hinders our whole existence and how we speak and how we act and how we interact. And what it does is the reason why this doctor told me a long time ago that black women often suffer with a lot of like angina and other forms of like heart disease because they keep a lot of things inside. I remember I was in a hospital because I had a heart scare, but it was nothing wrong with my heart. They kept me like a couple nights. This was like several years ago. And he told me, it was a heart doctor that came in, a heart specialist. And he was like, there's nothing wrong with you. But he said, he was like an Indian man. And he was like, as a black woman, he was like, y'all keep a lot inside. And I see it all the time. And he was like, that is why a lot of y'all have heart issues. Black women specifically. He says, so when you feel something, let it out. Don't be stressed out. Because I'm an anxious person by nature, so I get anxiety and stuff. And he was like, let everything of how you feel out. Let it outside. So me personally, I just feel like moving forward, I'm not thinking about how, a man feel. I'm not thinking about how anybody that hear the live feel. I feel like if you're a black woman and you really are my people and my tribe of sisters, you'll understand where I'm coming from. And if you don't, then that just means I'm not your cup of tea. And that's fine. We don't have to all get along. We don't have to all agree. And not every black woman is going to feel comfortable or want to be in my space. That's just what it is. But I will say that what I do try to do is make this a space just for black women. Period. For you to say what you want to say. I don't never check nobody, none of the black women up here for speaking to me how they want to. Do it. Do it. Get it out. Maybe you feel like you don't have power in your life to speak up against men the way you want to. Maybe you feel like you can't do it because you think they might hurt you or harm you or something. So I think I never said that either to black women. I'm going to say it today. That's another reason why I let black women say whatever they want to. Because I feel like maybe you can't say it in your real life, but maybe if you get off how you feel to some of these nignogs that be on TikTok live, then maybe that'll also make you feel better and make you feel more empowered. So it's all just for us. And it's a lot of things that I do that may seem like it's minor, but everything that I do is very, 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 very intentional. Truthfully. And I would never check any black woman for coming at a man in here ever. I would never. Even if I felt like he was right, I still wouldn't say nothing. So I'm just saying. Anyway, it's for us, by us, all day, every day. And that's just what it is. But like I say, I'm not going to get along with everyone either, every woman. I feel kind of bad I blocked her, but I just felt disrespected by what she said. And I just believe in, if I feel some type of way, I just lean into it as long as I'm not being super out of pocket. But let me go down here to super villain. Sorry. Let her finish her thought and then go to T. Sorry.
problem, and please don't ever apologize. You're running a tight ship here, and like I said, you took a lot of time to curate the space to make it exactly how you said. So continue doing your thing, and we have to support the live, y'all. Where else can we be us, and have fun and argue and still come back the next day and talk about another topic, y'all? So please support the live. Thank you, Triggered, for this space. I'm gonna go to number three. I think number three is so important, especially living in this patriarchy, because I feel like as younger girls or young adult women, we grow up and we're taught by society to ignore that gut feeling. I watch a lot of true crime, and all the stories where the women were attacked or something bad happened, one thing that's always a common factor is they always say their stomach told them or their gut told them not to do anything, like to do the opposite of what they ended up doing or to turn away. And they did not listen to their gut because they didn't want to look like they were corny, or they didn't want to look like weak, or they didn't want to look like they're opposing, basically respectability politics, because patriarchy a lot of the time is the inverse or the perversion of nature. And that's why we get that gut feeling a lot of the time, because a lot of things we are forced to do by societal standards, which is not in our nature. So I just want to say that pivotal feeling, that gut feeling, we need to trust it. Even if you have a gut feeling and you turn away and nothing happened, it's better for nothing to happen than for you to ignore your gut feeling because you want to do respectability politics. You don't want to look a certain way to people and something ends up happening. So trust that gut feeling. I don't know if y'all watch true crime, but if you do, if you can binge maybe a couple of episodes, you will see the common factor is the women say they did not trust that gut feeling. So I think that's something very important, especially teaching younger women coming up. I yield.
All right, supervillain. All right, I think that's a good point you made. Let me, excuse me, let me go down here to T Scorpio and then Calandra. Go ahead, T.
Hey, good morning,
Hey.
ladies. What's going on? Okay. I like this. I like how you broke down the questions and everything, especially when you include the download dude. Like, please. Every time when I talk about vetting the dude, one of the things I do bring up is please make sure he's not on the DL. If you come across a man that have done nothing but destroyed women, abused women, hurt women, used women, most likely he do not like women, and you might be messing with a fairy. I'm just saying. So, with that being said, what are the red flags that a woman should never entertain? Never entertain a man that bad talks his ex. Don't think that's flattering that he compares you to his ex and saying how you're better than her and all these other things. It's different if y'all just having a conversation. As long as he's not bashing her and degrading her, I don't care how bad of a girlfriend she was. The point is she is or not. Point is you wasn't there. You don't know her side of the story. You don't know the games that these men be playing. Don't fall for it because what they're doing is basically trying to get you to have a sob sad, giving you a sob sad story. So this way he can use you to basically and triangulate against her and try to make it seem like, oh, like what, meanwhile he's playing with the both of you. Trust and believe. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I've been a part of that. I usually shut dudes down when they want to talk about the ex. I go, I don't want to, I don't want to talk about your ex respectfully because I wasn't there. So we're gonna just move on. Like, don't talk bad about her to me because I wasn't there. You know. So and plus, when it comes to red flags in men, it's just like what Supervillain said. When something in my gut is telling me about a dude, I go, hmm. How come I don't feel like I feel something funny about you? Like that's when I usually like start distancing myself from the guy, and then I go, okay. Eventually, it proves what my intuition is, and then I usually just cut them off. You know, if I'm gonna be honest with you. So, um, yeah, don't give no dude a second chance. If you broke up with him, it's for a reason, and he's begging you to come back. He's begging you to come back. And most likely, he wants you back to humble you. Because how dare you? How dare you leave him? Because men cannot handle rejection. They do not like rejection. Speaking of rejection, I just came across a clip, some old Oprah clip. I guess this is when the rise of the beginning of red pill talk started. These grown men, and it's and especially when you had that token, they got that token black guy there amongst other white tea men talking about how, oh, things are different nowadays. Men should be able to express how they fears is and talk to women, and when we don't want is when a woman hear it, she runs out the door on us. That sounds like you cannot handle rejection. What you are saying is that when a woman have a bad feeling about you after you reveal some stuff that probably is a red flag and scary, she walk out the door and you don't want that. That's an issue. These grown men look like they're in their late 30s or early 40s, crying on national television about how they cannot handle rejection. That was pathetic. So yeah, I mean, everybody have their own method of looking out for red flags, but one of the things, it should be consistent. If a man feel like he should raise his voice at you, absolutely not. That's unacceptable. If you feel like he should curse at you, that's unacceptable. A healthy minded man know how to communicate without disrespecting you. He could be assertive, whatever, because he is a human being and you might see his emotions show, but a healthy minded man will understand that I do not want to show her no type of intimidation and don't want her to be scared of me. So what I'm going to do is like request, like give me a minute so I can talk to you, and he will remove himself, cool off, and then return to you and talk to you. Because I notice a lot of things will start off with women with red flags is how the men talk to you. That's the number one indicator of a red flag should go over your head. How is this man speaking to me? Is he disrespectful? And when you ask him to do something, and does he say no in a respectful manner, or he goes, oh no? Does he show, like, every time you talk to him, he gets easily frustrated? He's easily triggered. He's easily agitated when you talk to him. Like, these are the things you have to pay attention to. Never ever ever get it twisted. When a man raises his voice at you like that chick I heard her say something on a live, and I'm sorry, that really did bother me. And I'm gonna say it real quick, then I'm a land my plane. When the guy was on a live, right? He was going off on storyteller because I told him he had a limp, right? So he went on. So when he saw a storyteller, because it happened on her live. So when he went on storyteller's live, but not on her live, but he went on another live. He saw a storyteller. He took that as an opportunity to try to jump up on the panel and yell at her, right? So because she left early before he got a chance to, he was going off on a tangent, throwing his little baby little tantrum because I'm the one who told him he had ED, right? So I'm requesting in the box because I was about to let him know it was a storyteller, it was me. I'm the one who told you that. That's why you mad. And so before I got a chance to do that, because I'm waiting in the queue, Kanai called herself trying to calm him down, saying, oh, are you mad? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm not mad. Don't talk to me. He went off on her. And then when the guy dropped him and brought him right back, Kanai sat there and said, I was telling the women in the comments, was he mad? He's not mad. He is not a female. So his tone is going to sound like this. This is how men talk. Bull crap. Bull crap. That was very offensive, how the way he was talking. He was hostile, he was aggressive, he was abusive, and he even was abusive towards her. How she manipulated that. She took the narrative, how the way he was talking is older chicks like that I cannot stand. That you hear this man clearly abusing you and abusing the women on the panel. He attempt to, and instead of you saying, okay, like, that's like, you should calm down, she lied, try to manipulate the women by saying this is how men talk. That is not how a healthy minded man communicates. I'm telling you this, ladies. If a man raises his voice at you, especially unprovoked, because to me a man will have discipline, honestly. So with that being said, do not mistake his tone for being masculine. That is not a masculine tone. That is abusive tone. There's a difference. Please, ladies, learn the difference between healthy masculinity and a man that's abusive.
All right. I definitely agree with everything that T said, for sure. I would say something just to just go along with what she said, but I'm gonna keep going so Kalandra can speak. Go ahead, Kalandra.
Trigger, you can say it because I wanted to hear it.
Oh, the only thing that I wanted to say was in response to that is that is definitely true what T was saying. And I think just to piggyback off of it, men that I feel like call women the B word. I think the first time off the rip, he's like, hey, you my B, or B's do this or B's do that. I think that is automatically a man that you should avoid too. I think that he'll also put his hands on you because he's already letting you know he has a low opinion of women. That's the number one thing I wanted to say. And then the other thing I wanted to say is about the DL men. I know you probably, the majority of you guys have seen that the lady, I think her name is like Love Times Brit or something, where she has like a black eye, and the like security guards let her abusive boyfriend into her apartment, and he beat on her, and her mom and sisters are against her, and on the side of the guy that beat on her. Well, I just saw some video clips of him with Jason Lee. Y'all know Jason Lee, the like little, he was on Love and Hip Hop. He got his little talk show. He was trying to kiss him on a like little video clip that I saw, and he was with a whole bunch of other dudes that are like out and out G. So I feel like he's also a DL man, or maybe just a man that be doing that, but he want a girl too, like, and I think that also is probably a reason why he's so emotionally unregulated and feels like he can put his hands on a woman like that, because a lot of them, when they start taking D, they start believing that they're a girl at that point, and that they can just do whatever they want to women. And it's like, sir, just because we like the same thing doesn't mean that you're not still a man. You're still a man, and you have no right to be putting your hands on a woman. But Kalandra, you said why the mom and sister not on her side? Because she don't want to, apparently she didn't pay for some of them to go on a trip or something like that. And then the mother got mad at her because she was trying to cut off her sisters, and said that she shouldn't be putting her business out there online or something like that. They just seem like toxic people. Because in any way, shape, or form or fashion, if I had problems with like if I was a mother, right? Well, I am a mother. I don't know why I said if I was a mother. Okay, let's say I had a problem with my daughters as they grew up. Any problem that I had with them would be completely disappear once I seen a man was beating on them. Like, I'm not gonna let that go on. I'm not gonna co-sign that. I'm not gonna talk to the man. I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna pew your sausage off. But I'm not definitely gonna be talking and kikiing with this man and saying, oh, you deserved it. Like, that's a horrible mother. Like, I don't care what problems they got. I don't care what she did. Everything should go up in smoke once you realize that this man is putting his hands on your daughter. And not only that, she got so many videos on her page of that man verbally abusing her. It's like, it's a very clear cut thing. So even if you say you didn't believe your daughter, you thought she was a liar, even though I don't know how you could do that being a mom, but let's just say you didn't. She has proof. The proof is everywhere. The girl's face is lumped up. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was just saying that's another thing. You just got to stay away from men. I feel like this is just my opinion, because, there's a lot of black women now that's on the wave of saying they really like, men that engage with other men. They don't have a problem with that. I'll just say, me personally, I feel like if you're another red flag or another thing that black women should avoid is men that engage with other men, whether they do it openly or not, whether they are tell you, hey, this is what I'm on, or not, whether they are tell you, hey, this is what I'm on, you know what I'm saying? But I like you though. Either if he's like that, or even if he's on the DL, I just feel like it's a very strange, psychology behind men that do that and engage with other women. So I just feel like the smartest thing for you to do, not trying to be discriminatory or, people calling me robophobic or anything, because that's not where I'm coming from, because everybody should have the right to do what they want. But I'm just saying, if you're a black woman, the smartest thing that you would do is to not do that, truthfully. And beyond that, even if you look at it from a logical standpoint, I said this already, is that the black men specifically, and even beyond black G men, and even beyond black G men, even G men in general, they're HIV rates are sky high, sky high. So you already have a risk factor being a black woman. You know what I'm saying? But being with a man that engages with other men, whether he is G, whether he is the B word, or whether he is DL, that increases your risks so much. So why would you put yourself in an even riskier position? Because not too long ago, they said that they might have raised it up to 1 in 3 like this year. But the previous 2 years, a black man's that the rate that engages with other men was 1 in 2. Do you know how ridiculous 1 in 2 is? That their lifetime risk of getting HIV was 1 in 2, 50%. That's wild. That means if you put 10 G men and 10 bi men in a room, 5 of them got it. Potentially. That's insane. So why, as you as a black woman, would you do that to yourself? And that's not being discriminatory. That's just being like logical. Like, and honestly, truth be told, when you look at the numbers and it talks about black women have high HIV rates, right? You say like, well, these women aren't being born with HIV, right? They're getting it from somebody. So that leads me to believe, seeing as though black women deal with black men still the most, that there are a lot of black men that are DL, that are engaging with men unprotected, recklessly, and are bringing that right home to their unsuspecting girlfriend, fiance, wife, baby mama. And these women are being infected. And that is so disgusting and terrible. But anyway, I don't want to go down that road, because the last time I tried to have a debate with some people, but it wasn't people that was on my team. I got called everything but a child of God. And it was so bad that was like, I think that was like a year or two ago, man. And I just said I was just going to be silent, because I was saying, like, this is logically speaking, this isn't about hatred. Logically speaking, a black woman doing this is not an intelligent move. It's not. But anyway, let me go over here to Kalandra. Go ahead, Kalandra.
I just want to say I think more women should hear that, because my aunt used to work at the CDC for the domestic. I don't know if you could say hi. And she would say black women would have the most. And she said they would have it from like their partners, living like double lives. So I definitely think people should be more careful. But I think one of the red flags, and I'm going to say it, if he got a mama and he close with her, run, you better run. Because I'm telling you, his mama, she be right there condoning everything he do. Especially if she young-minded. And I really hate to say this about Generation X, but I think a lot of those women are very male-centered. I know I'm in Gen Z, but I can say, like, after some conversations I had with some of the women in my family, a lot of those women are very male-centered. I think if he broke, he ain't got no job, he don't have no aspirations, if he ain't got no car, and if he ever been to the clean, even if it's for a day. But the number one red flag I think a lot of these men have is they mama, because his mama is right in the back of him condoning everything he do. I'm telling you, like, his mama be right there knowing how he treat women, knowing that he ain't doing right by women, and she be right there gassing his head up. So if he got a mama that's alive, I'm sorry, y'all, but I would probably avoid him. What's the second one? You definitely should listen to your intuition. And I also don't think you should settle for a guy. If you have standards, you need to keep those standards high. Don't be dating nobody that got kids by other people. This don't be doing none of that. Because these guys out here, boy, I can tell you some stories. Especially, like, don't settle, because these guys, they don't settle. They want a certain type of woman, and they'll date them. And I definitely think, yeah, I agree with that.
All right, Kalandra. I'm going to go down here to T. I just wanted to say real quick before I get to T that somebody in the comments mentioned that guy that I was just talking about, he was unemployed, the one that was beating on his girl and broke into like her apartment and everything. And that is true, because she did have some videos on there where she talked about that. And I just wanted to say this as well. Another red flag is if he's broke. If he's unemployed, do not entertain him, because a broke man, an unemployed man, is a mean, evil, nasty man. He will take everything that you have, suck the life out of you, and then at the same time hate you for having things that he don't have. And then the minute he gets whatever he needs, he will be gone. He's not going to repay you. He's not going to respect your loyalty and you staying down with him. and staying through the struggle, no, he gonna be gone and he gonna go give all of that money and all of that stuff to a woman that would never have entertained him if he was broke. So I just want y'all to know that for real. Brokies, yes, that's another red flag. Brokies, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, go ahead, T. Let me send her a request to turn her mic on. I wonder if she might have stepped away. Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
thanks.
T.
My bad, Trick. I had my Bluetooth on and I did walk away.
Oh, no
No,
problem.
that's facts. What I wanted to point out was also being said that like what we be saying, oh, is robophobic. For this, that's another shaming tactic. That's another silencing tactic that they use so you won't speak the truth. And this is why at this point I do not care about being called that, because you're not going to silence me when what I'm saying is an absolute fact. And it's not, how is it robophobic because a woman don't want to sleep with them? It's a woman's choice who she wants to sleep with, who she wants to be with. How are you gonna sit there and just like that's why I said I cannot stand these advocates, these fake advocates. Y'all want to scream for women empowerment. A woman have a right to choose. A woman have the right to say no, but when it comes to a G man, all of that choice get thrown out the window, and we're supposed to just open up and spread our legs for what? For what reason? What does that prove? That's coercion. That is coercion, right then and there. If a woman say she don't want to sleep with a man or be with a man, or because he wear red socks, that is her choice. That is her choice. When I was a vegan for a minute, right? I was a vegan for like 2 years. I specifically said when as being well, actually, I'm gonna say it like this: I don't eat pork, right? I do not eat pork whatsoever. So with that being said, any man that I mess with, like my husband, for instance, he don't eat pork because I said I do not want to deal with a man that eats pork because I do not allow pork in my house. I do not eat pork. I do not cook pork under no circumstances. No, at all. So the type of man I will align myself with is a man that does not eat pork. Now, what does that mean? Am I pork phobic? Am I pork phobic now? I'm pig phobic because I said I don't want to sleep with a man that ingests pigs. I do not want that. If I don't eat pigs and I want to deal with a man that don't want to eat a pig, that doesn't eat pigs, that is my right. That is my choice. It's also my lifestyle. That I don't want that in my system whatsoever. So because and that's what makes this doesn't make any sense to me. Or just like when we say, oh, I don't, just like for instance, I don't want to deal with a Muslim man. Absolutely not. I don't want to deal with a Muslim man. Does that mean I'm against the religion? I am not against the religion. I just would never deal with a Muslim man because that is not my religion. I want to take up. I do not want to deal with a Muslim man that has that religion, and that's just my pet peeve. That is not my cup of tea. There's nothing. Well, I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong, but I got my list of reasons. But however, that is our choice. To sit up there and bash a woman and calling them something is ludicrous as being robophobic because you say you don't want to deal with a man who deals with men. Is like I said, is absolute ludicrous. How do women get in mixed with being called robophobic when his sexual preference is a man? If your sexual preference is a man, that has nothing to do with women. That doesn't make any sense. We do not have to mess with no any type of man if we don't want to. And that's why I cannot stand these advocates. And it really shows even that the hold on. And it even shows that how those men still exhibit an entitlement. They still feel entitled to women even when their preference is not women. How do you feel so entitled that you want to still deal with the opposite sex when you are saying you are not sexually attracted to the opposite? I'm sorry, I'm kind of agitated. I cannot stand that with a passion. I can't even say the word opposite with the opposite sex. It doesn't make any sense to me. And any woman that can hear the sound of my voice, I'm gonna say two things. One, if you promote that a woman should get with a man and it's revealed that he's bi and she doesn't want to be with him anymore or entertain him and you call her robophobic, you promote SA. You promote SA. I'm gonna say that again. If you are a woman that calls a woman robophobic because she doesn't want to deal with a bi man, a supposedly bi man, you are part of great culture. I'm saying just bold like that. You are part of great culture. And I even say it on my platform. So if anybody got a problem, want to confront me, hit me up in my DMs and I can have a live and I'll tear your ass up publicly. And I mean what the fuck. I mean what I say. And two, don't ever, ladies, feel obligated to be with a bi man because he cannot handle rejection. And it hurts his feelings because you do not want him. I do not give a damn if a man break down and cry talking about he's about to jump off the tower, jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. If you don't sleep with him, tell him, well, okay, I hope you got a life jacket. Don't ever make a man, don't ever allow a man to make you feel bad not wanting to be with him because now you put yourself in a position where you don't want to be in. And I do not promote SA and not even in the slightest for women. I would never promote a woman being with a man and she feels uncomfortable and giving him pity pussy. I do not agree with that because you are going to regret it. You're going to feel disgusting. You are not going to like yourself, and you will feel like you are an SA victim because, in all reality, you are. Don't ever allow no one to tell you you should give a man a time of day out of pity or because of how he feels. He's a grown man. Let him suck it up. I do not care. That's all.
All right. I appreciate you, T. Let me go up here to, I think Supervillain had something to say, and then I'll go to This Is My Journey. Go ahead, Supervillain, and then we'll go to This Is My Journey.
Okay, thank you, Trig. And yeah, that's my evil twin down there. So everything she said is valid to me as well. And I think a lot of that, again, goes to number three, trusting your intuition. Again, society pressures us not to listen to that gut feeling, but we have to listen to it. Again, even if you listen to it and nothing happens, if you would have made the other choice, it's better that than not listening to your intuition. A lot of the things he said, especially when it comes to, I'm going to say DL men and just men of the community, it is a lot of entitlement. And it's unfair that women can't express themselves without being labeled. Meanwhile, these men are able to walk around like walking demons on earth. It's weird. I'll just say this: I do blame the advocates, and that's where the boundaries thing comes in. Women need to start having harsh and total boundaries when it comes to men, even men outside of romantic relationship, because we often do the muling for brothers, fathers, the men at work, just in community. Period. We have to start setting these strict and harsh boundaries. I did want to just speak to a red flag that I think is very important too when speaking to the young women. Um, I'm gonna say when like a lot of cancellations or dates, because I heard my sister talking about this, one of my younger sisters, the other day. If he does not respect your time and you're in a dating process, that is a red flag. I would say two times then leave, but we might have to even be on the first one and leave. If somebody's trying to pursue you and they cannot respect your time, that's a red flag. To me, that's them just testing the boundaries and how much disrespect that you will take, but in a subtle or covert way. So I just want to tell the young ladies out there as well. If he's not respecting your time, always changing plans last minute, showing up late, that is a red flag because we're talking about calling out red flags. We always tell women to choose better and make better decisions. We got to start calling out the red flags. And that's one that's often overlooked. I yield there.
All right, Supervillain. All right, let me go up here to This Is My Journey. Go ahead, This Is My Journey.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good morning. I just wanted to speak on, I guess it's topic number one, as far as a red flag, being as piggybacking off of you with the broke men. My last ex husband was just as broke, but I loved him. I gave him a chance. I went off of potential, and he threw all of that in my face. Every time I leveled up, I retired out of the military. That was an issue. I went to nursing school, became a nurse. That was an issue. I wanted to go back to school to get my NP. That was an issue. And it all revolved around money. A lot of our arguments was about money, and not his money, my money. The only argument that he brought up was that he wasn't making any money. But that was a lot of the argument during the relationship. And I would advise any woman out there that if they are career driven and if they have a career, to not ever, stoop down to getting with someone that does not have what you have, because they will throw it in your face and literally mentally abuse you about your finances. So I would never suggest being with a man that does not have any money. That's number one red flag. Stay away from those type of men. That's all I have to say.
All right, all right, all right. I mean, I definitely agree. I think that when a man has nothing to lose, it's a dangerous position because he'll help you lose everything. So I really do think that and it's beyond, like, some people be like, oh, y'all go digging or whatever. Beyond that, whether you agree in, like, with hypergamy or you don't, regardless on what your stance is on that, you should not be entertaining men that don't have anything to offer you. You shouldn't. If he does not have a job, he does not have a place to go, a place to live, he does not have a vehicle of his own, he does not have a job. And I know everybody is hard, times are hard out here right now. We're in a recession and all of that. But if he can't at least provide for himself, he don't got a car, a place to stay, a job, that's not a man that you want to entertain at all. Period. Because, like I said, men are very jealous and very hateful and very mean. When you have something that they don't, they are very jealous. I know when I got with my first husband, right? He was a loser and he was a lame. And, I had gotten a brand new car off of the lot. And, it wasn't all of that, y'all. I'm not going to try to toot my own horn. It was a Toyota Corolla. But, it was brand new. And when I got with him, the first thing that he did when he got mad at me was kicked my car door and put a big dent in it. And I had ended up getting the dent repaired. And it was already stupid. I should have never stayed with him even as long as I did, but I did. The next time he got mad at me, he took apparently he said some of his friends was in the car and one of them like lit up a Mary Jane and put a cherry in the seat. So, like, burn a nice little size hole in the seat. The third thing he did after that, he got mad at me about something else. I think he was asking me for some money or something like that. He hopped out of the car and kicked the whole side mirror off. I'm talking about the side mirror was just a dangling. And keep in mind, I hadn't even had the car for 6 months at that point. I have a brand new 6 months. I had it 6 months. And after, I left him and, filed for divorce and everything, and he wanted me to talk to him, which these are all bad decisions that I made, but I was like young, you know what I'm saying? But he told me when he was trying to get me to take him back and everything, I asked him, I said, why, when, I didn't do something that you said, why did you always attack my car? And he told me that he was jealous. He said, I was jealous that you were able to have it. I was jealous that you had a job. I was jealous of all of these things. And he set out to sabotage me. And I really do believe that men that don't have nothing, like those are men that you got to stay away from. Because if they don't have nothing and you got something, jealousy is automatically going to be there. And he's going to find a way to destroy you and to humble you, to bring you down to the level that he believes that you should be on. Period. And like I said, when I got married, I was completely inexperienced, never had a boyfriend, never talked to anybody, never did anything. So I was unaware of really knowing anything, really. My parents didn't tell me nothing. They didn't give me no type of guidance other than, if you don't do what we tell you to do, and it was, I was in a cult, so it was something totally different, the type of brainwashing that I had. And I really feel like even to this day, even though I'm not a part of it anymore, I still have extreme anxiety, as well as the majority of the people that have left the particular cult that I'm in. They all struggle with anxiety, just like I do. But like I said, I'm just saying that a man that don't got nothing, bottom line, don't engage with him, period, because he will destroy you. He will, and I'm talking about completely destroy you, ruin you. You will be in a very bad position. And I can't tell you how many black women that I've seen that have had good careers, good stuff going on, intelligent, beautiful, that have been left a shell of themselves after getting involved with a broke dusty. Because don't let these little idiot black men tell you, oh, you gotta support a black man. You gotta build a black man up. You gotta uplift him. That's what you gotta do for our black men. No, the heck you don't. No, the heck you don't. Because my thing is this, is that why is it that when black women have everything to offer, an attractive black woman, she's got a good job, she's built a life for herself, she has a car, she has a place to live, she has a little bit of coin, why is she encouraged to go for the bare minimum? Why does she have to get a low class man? Because when black men are able to get better, do better, if they are reasonably attractive, if they got a job card, they not trying to settle for the bottom of the barrel black woman. Or sometimes they don't even want black women at all. They feel like they deserve somebody else. They over talking about, no, I'm a high value man. I don't want to be with a single mother. I don't want to be with this and that. We're the only ones that are encouraged to lower our standards. We're the only ones told that what we should do when we're at the peak, at the height of success, we're supposed to entertain someone beneath us. We're the only women told to do that, and that's problematic. But I'm gonna leave this an open panel right now, you guys. So whoever wants to speak, y'all can. If y'all all got, y'all can just speak.
I think that the problem is that we live in a patriarchal society. And I think because we live in a society that are controlled by men, I think the standards are always going to be set in their benefit.
I definitely agree with you. Oh, let me go down here to Shanice. I definitely agree with you too, Kalandra. Shanice, you had something to say, sis? Oh no, I think she might have requested it by mistake, y'all. Did you have anything to say, T or Supervillain? Or my journey?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Just going back to the broke men. And then I think it was Calandra or maybe you triggered that said about uplifting the men and helping them and trying to get them on their feet. My ex was a concrete finisher. So I was trying to help him, tell him, hey, you should open up your own business and do this and that. And the man's response to me in saying that was, I don't want to talk to white people. So I'm like, you don't want to talk to white people, but you're always complaining about money, but you don't want to go get your own money. You just want to be here and live comfortable and really not pay any bills. But that's all I want to say. Don't uplift them. Don't just leave them be. Leave they broke asses where they at.
all right, my journey. T, you had something to say, T?
Oh, absolutely. You already know how I feel about this. Never ever don't give a broke man no attention. Don't even look him in the eye. He's not worthy to look you in the eye, honestly speaking. And I don't feel bad about that because people like to say like, oh, that's like being classist. And how you feel about if rich people feel the same way about you, I honestly will not care. Honestly speaking. And at the end of the day, it's about my choice and who I want to enter my body. Why would I want a man that don't even do good for himself be with me? Absolutely not. He's gonna, like I said, extract my energy. He's going to be envious. He's going to be jealous of the things that I have that he don't have. Even if he is at a certain level, if I feel like, well, I don't want to date with a man. And let's just say if I make 80,000, if I don't want to get with a man that makes 50, that's my choice. I do not care. I don't want to get with a man that makes 50,000. Oh well, big whoop. Cry about it. Like I said, I do not feel bad. When I say about that, I barely have empathy for men. I barely have empathy for men, honestly speaking. You know, so broke with look at this dust bucket. He mad because we're talking about his mother. How y'all feel about broke men is the same way men feel about baby mamas. That's exactly how you feel about your mother. I understand. Your mother couldn't bag a boiler, so that's how you feel about your mother. I understand. Your mother couldn't bag a baller, so that's why you were left. That's why you was left in destitute, and that's why you couldn't become successful because a man felt the same way about your mother. So any cahoots, like I said, the same way about your mother. So any cahoots, like I said. And the topic about like, being hypergamous, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to always clear up like when I talk about women being hypergamous, it's about also the treatment of how the man treats you. It's not just his finances, it's also how he looks at you. If he's not worshiping you, I don't care how much a man makes if he is not basically worshiping the ground you walk on and treating you delicately and treating you like you're the best woman on the planet. Don't entertain him, because not all the money in the world is not gonna cover the fact that you getting your head knocked between the washer and dryers, you feeling humiliated and degraded, you feel like an animal. It's definitely not worth your sanity. Absolutely not. So, and when we talk about this topic about how being hypergamy, people like to misconstrue when we talk about this that we saying accept a man with anything, any type of baggage, even if he's mentally and like mentally ill. If he has money, jump on it. Absolutely not. I would never promote a woman to get with a man that's showing signs that he's mentally ill or because he has money. It's not worth it. And that's why I say to women all the time, make sure you get yourself up first. Don't ever, 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 ever put all your financial dependency on a man. Never, never. I got my degree. I got a career. That's where I met my husband. So if he was to if he would say this marriage is dissolved, I want to leave this marriage. First, he has to cut me my check because that's what we agreed on. I got my infidelity clauses. You already know, Trigger. I don't need to go into all them details. And that's why I always do talk about women getting your contracts in order, because I look at marriage as a business because it deals with legal documentation, and I don't want women to make like stupid financial moves as in signing legal documentation based off their emotions. I want women to choose to make the right choice. That's basically mainly my message all the time, is to make the right choice, not just because you have butterflies in your stomach. You make sure this is the man you want to financially legally tie yourself to for the rest of your life. Make sure he is the right choice. And that's why when men be telling me they try to think they can humble me. Oh, if you know what you know, and then why didn't you get with a millionaire? Because my husband treats me well. That's why. He's already a he's one of the, he's like he's a six-figure earner, and plus he treats me well. So why would I want to go for a millionaire if I know this man and me and him are very like-minded, and he treats me extremely well? Why would I want to leave him just because a guy makes millions of dollars? No, it's not just about money. It's not about provision. It's also about how he treats you, and also if this man is willing to take a pew pew for you, that's the man for you. I'm just saying, don't get with no man that ain't willing to take a pew pew for you. That's all I'm saying.
All right, all right, all right. I got you, T. I think Kalandra wanted to respond after you.
Yeah, I
Go ahead,
wanted to
Kalandra.
respond to that guy in the comments. And I know this is
Oh,
completely off topic, but I'm going to say it. I think it's very funny to me how when I be scrolling my TikTok at night when I'm bored and I'm trying to go to sleep, and you see guys just dogging single mothers, and then they have made other women single mothers. Like, who made those women single mothers? Like, it's just one guy, he talks bad about single mothers all day. You have 3 children with 2 women. You didn't marry none of them. Like, I just think that's very wild to me how guys who make single mothers want to dog single mothers. Like, who is making women single mothers?
I think that a lot of it, when guys say that, is just because they don't have anything to say. Right now, they know that single mothers are being like, looked down upon and torn up. Because I don't remember like when I was growing up, I was raised with both my parents who were married, But I still remember hearing conversations and stuff, and I don't remember single mothers being torn apart like this. I remember it's like being like a single mother would be like, yeah, people knew that you were on your own, but it was almost looked at, like she's an admirable woman. You know what I mean? A woman to admire because look at, what she's doing. Now, that's what I remember, but maybe other people might tell me that they don't remember that. But I don't remember single mothers being torn up to this to the degree until all of this red pill started. And then that is when I saw like there be like a steep turn to single mother bashing. And a lot of these ashies, they just say that because they want to make somebody mad and they don't have anything to say. That's why when I sent him a request to get in the box, he rejected it because he's a coward and he don't have anything else to say. It's just that he's broke and
Trigger,
he felt some type of
I'm
way.
sorry. Trigger, I'm sorry to interject. I just went to go visit his page. He's a single father.
No, you lying. I know
He
you
got
lying too.
kids. He got
That's
kids.
my point. That's my
He got kids.
point.
He got two kids. And he has a daughter.
He broke. That's why. Now I see.
Exactly.
He broke.
He got children. He got kids, and he don't look like he actually like women. If I really want to go there, that's another one. Ladies, please do not get it twisted. DL men got children too. Don't
Yeah.
get it twisted.
He
Yes,
broke.
he do. He
Yeah.
got two kids. He got two kids.
It's crazy to me how many men get, offended by women saying that they don't want to be with broke men. Because the minute a woman gets with a broke man and then he do her bogus or she's paying for him, he be the first man in the comments talk about you should have chose that man. You chose wrong. You should have chose better. But I really feel like a lot of it is projection. And what's his name? Hold on, let me go to this thing. His name is Dre Jam. Dre Jam is still in the chat, still in the live right now listening. Dre, you are broke, period. And that's the reason why you got in your feeling. If you made all of these six figures and all of this stuff, you wouldn't be in this chat mad about women saying that they don't entertain broke men. You would actually be happy because that would mean that more women have that thought process. And when your daughter grows up, that she will make sure that she won't be being shamed for not wanting a broke man. That's you would be happy. But the reason why you're not happy, you're in your feelings, is because you're a brokey. And that's why you
He
rejected my
said he's
request.
married. He said he got three kids, married, well earned, over six figures. And sir, why are you in other women's business about who they choosing? Talking about how we don't want to deal with single mothers. You think so you basically saying you don't want your mistress to be a single mother? Because why is a married man who got three kids to feed that's supposedly making six figures worrying about what supposed single women up here talking about? That is none of your damn business what we're talking about. The reason why you're saying that men don't want single mothers, because one, you either want a mistress that don't want to be a single mother, or you want another man to not want single mothers, and that's why you are trying to limit their options, saying, "Well, men don't want single mothers." Yeah, because they got you right. They all, and of course, they be lying all the time, talking about they married and shit like that. Then why are you all up in our business? Like, ugh.
Response to that, my mom used to always say that you can, when you tell lies so long, you believe the lies you tell others, and I see that every day with a lot of these men.
You know what, y'all?
No,
I'm
married men
sorry.
up in our
I,
business.
I went to this man page. And you know what he give me? He gives me trade. That's what you give me. You give me that, if you are married, because I noticed your finger, you got a ring on there that your wife is a beard. And I see you travel a lot. You travel, and when she goes to sleep at night, you go over there and you go to them little bathhouses and you find the guy that you think is really sexy with and you look like you probably prefer white tea men. So you looking for the white tea men to go ahead and do the bending for you. I mean, respectfully, that is what you look like. And I normally don't just go to a man's, orientation in order to, say anything about him, because there's no shame in whatever you choose to do. But respectfully, T was right. You do look like that. You do look like you got some, like if somebody walks past you with the app grinder, that is gonna go off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you close in range for some bussy play. Like respectfully, that is what you look like, honestly. You look very, 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 very sweet. You look sweeter than, you know what I'm saying, a big jug of Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Diabetes sweet. Yes. Sweet tea, Chick-fil-A lemonade sweet. That's exactly what you're giving me, baby. But it's okay. I still have no idea, like, why you don't just let me stop. Let me stop before I get in trouble. Oh, let me stop before I get in trouble. McDonald's sweet tea.
Talking about ladies, this is a red flag. He just demonstrated a red flag.
No.
Why is he married, happily married, with 3 kids, living the American dream? Why you all up in our business? Can you imagine if your husband is on TikTok, on social media, trolling single women's pages, bothering them? I wish my husband would. I wish my husband would.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what? My husband would rather pull out his hair off the top of his head before he would be in here acting like this. And that's the thing. And that's why I say, like, their behavior is, I'm not gonna say it's feminine because I don't like to use femininity as in a bad way. I'll just say that his behavior is not masculine and it's very immature that he would be in here, truthfully. But like I said, he do look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that in his spare time, when he like watches football games with his friends, that he actually not looking at them play ball. He looking at the actual balls. So I can't, you know what I'm saying? The Franks and the Beans. But let me stop before I really do get in trouble, because it's a lot of things on my tip of my tongue to say about this man after I went to this man page. But it is what it is. Jill, did you did you have something to say, Jill? Let me see. Yeah, you have something to say, Jill?
Yes, I do. Hello, everyone, and I love this space. By the way, Triggered,
Hey,
you are
thank you.
your reads are, yeah, chef's kiss. I sit in the comment section, but I crack up in the comment section. But I did want to address, I guess, the part about the red flags, which I know to me is very much nuanced when it comes to that. And at this point, most of them are walking red flags. If we're very honest, I mean, we have apps now. Of course, the app that just dropped, the T app, where women are telling their stories and things that they've gone through with a lot of these men. So at this point, a lot of them are walking red flags before you even have a conversation with them. But I had a couple of them that I wanted to put out there. Everybody has given a lot of good ones, but the ones that come to mind for me is a hypersexual man is definitely a red flag. I think that's not talked about enough. And a man that doesn't respect other women, a man who has dog walked other women, which I know that was specified earlier, but I think that is a major red flag. I know not necessarily a man that speaks about his ex, but for me and where I'm at, which I don't date, I actually would want to talk to the ex because I want to know what happened. You know what I mean? I want to know some of the patterns that that you can actually reveal to me, so I don't even have to entertain this person. Just like the T app and these other groups on Facebook where women are revealing a lot about these men. The other one that I have is men that call women females and use red pill talking points. That's very common. And self-proclaimed good men is another red flag to me. Typically, I think that in general, if women just listen to men and allow them to tell them themselves, they will pretty much talk themselves out of, pretty much anything else with you. At the end of the day, and that's why a lot of times I come on these lives or I listen to lives, because I want to hear men telling themselves. I want to hear them tell us who they are. And at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, most of them are walking red flags before anything. So that's pretty much all I had to say.
All right. I definitely agree with you, Jill. Like I said, I think I said this earlier, like when I first started the live, so I don't know if a lot of people heard it, but I said that in my opinion, in the vetting process, like of men, asking questions, listening to their tone and inflection, interviewing them, I believe that you can actually get rid of at least about 70 to 75% of ashes between y'all first conversation and y'all first date. I believe you should at least get rid of like 70, 75% of them after the first date. You already know like they ain't no good, because it's not like these men are that smart. Like I said, that's why I said there's a lot of things that you got to ask them that will let you know, oh, okay, yep, bye, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I think you can get rid of a lot of them very, very extremely fast. Does anybody else, supervillain, you got anything to say, sis? Um,
That mute button is my arch nemesis, I swear. I did want to throw another red flag out there for the young women. Um, what the like obsessive overcalling. I don't know if y'all have been through that. But when the man or the young guy, whoever the demographic I'm talking to, calls over and over and over again, does that like 100 calls. That's not cute. That's actually abusive behavior. Again, that's a way for what these men, they do a lot of covert things to push boundaries. Little things here and there that look innocent or don't look that bad because they're not knocking you over your head. But little things like that stuff is them pushing your boundaries. And what happens is they increase it more and more and more. And you're so used to moving your boundaries that you don't recognize when it becomes so abusive. So like those calls that 100 times in a row after you say, you know what, I need some space, give me time, and they call you a million times, that is a red flag. That's abusive behavior. They are pushing your boundaries. So I want to make sure that we are definitely calling out the red flags and explaining it to the young ladies and whoever may need to understand what the red flags are, because often we say, like the last commentator said, red flags. We have to call out what the red flag is. Yes, they're walking red flags, but what are the red flags, right? And one of those red flags is if the guy is calling you 100 times in a row after you said you need some space. That is a way for them to push your boundaries in a covert way. So, yep, I yield. Thank you.
All right, all right. And I wanted to respond to somebody in the comments. Who was it? Let me go scroll up here. I think it was Blazer Mom. She said, and don't tell them what your type is. They'll fake it and mask until you're invested. I agree. Like when a man say, hey, what type of man you like? I would say, I would tell him you'll find out if you are or not. That's it. Oh, well, what, just let me know what exactly that you like. You'll find out if I like what you're doing. I don't give me any ideas on, you know what I'm saying? Because that way he can't start doing what he needs to do. Because like if you say, oh, I love a responsive texter, like a man that responds right back to me, but he not like that, he gonna respond super quick to you until he get them draws. So it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And Jill Create said in the comments that Cash Doll's guy is showing a red flag. I agree. I think that it's very weird for you to see me being divaed out, seeing my hair done all the time, my makeup done all the time, my nails done all the time. I got like, you know what I'm saying, either a lace wig on or a sew-in or something like that. And then all of a sudden you get with me. Now all of a sudden you telling me you don't like makeup. You don't like weave. You don't like none of that. You want me to be natural. No, what you want to do is control me, number one. And number two, you want to lower what other men view me as this diva to keep me straight locked in on your team. And ain't nobody gonna tell me otherwise. I made a video about that on my YouTube. It was black women telling me like, oh no, he just want her to embrace her natural self. He love natural women. Well, if he loved natural women, then why the heck was he hollering at Cash Doll? An entertainer who wears makeup and is divaed out. Why in the world did he try to talk to her in the first place if he liked natural women? Why wasn't he somewhere looking for a plain Jane? Huh? Exactly. So it's just like that's definitely a red flag for sure. If the first time you get with a man, he start trying to change you and tell you what you can and can't do, first thing he want to do is strip you of everything that you want to strip you of the way you wear your hair, strip you of your makeup, strip you of your nails, strip you of how you dress. Cause then a lot of men hit you with the, oh, I don't want you to wear that no more, this no more. Next thing you know, you find yourself out there, no makeup on, no hair done, no nails, no getting your feet done, and now you got on his sweatshirt and some sweatpants. And that's exactly how he wants you. And he telling you can't even go outside now. And then you wonder how it happened to you. But anyway, go ahead, T.
Other things I also want to point out is like, because what you said about the natural look. Hold on. My niece and the kids are playing.
No problem. No problem.
right. So, anyways, yeah, they that is another tactic to control you because at first he'll get with you, and then it is those little things that he'll start to critique about you, about the little things that you do. He start critiquing you. That is a sign that a man have abusive tendencies, and he is slowly doing like the what they call it, like the boiling frog method. They don't just have like the hot water and throw the frog in it because naturally the frog is going to jump out. But what he will do, well, what they'll do is put the frog in lukewarm water and gradually turn up the temperature, and before you know it, you cook. That's exactly how abusive men operate. They're not going to just jump off the back and just say, "Hey, bitch, I'm gonna smack you." No, they don't. They don't start off like that. And if you are getting with a man that start off like that, you got mental problems. Please go seek therapy. Yeah, they will start to do the littlest things like critiquing how the way you put butter on toast, critiquing how the way you put on your shoes. Oh, why are you doing it like that? Don't you think you should do it like this? Or even your tone of voice, how the way you talking, even if you say it in a respectful manner. Oh, please don't talk to me like that and around dudes, around my boys and stuff like that, and start especially promoting his friends to push their boundaries when it comes to you. Please, ladies, do not get it twisted when a man going to switch up around his friends. Do not accept that BS. Do not accept that. If a man switches up around his homeboys with you, nah, red flag, kick him to the curb. Do not even try to pull off that, oh, when he's around his dudes, he got to show that he's a man. He shouldn't show that he's a man by throwing you under the bus by sacrificing your integrity. Any man that wants you to compromise your integrity to make him look good, you should not be with that man at all. And another thing I wanted to say, Trigger, I think we should do a live about counteracting these pick me's talking points because they're just like I said, they're just as bad as these men because they be doing manipulation tactics too. Been trying to tell you like what the shorty said. Oh no, he just prefer natural women. Even though he got with you, you was like the total opposite. He wants you to embrace the way he looked. That's because those type of women like to compromise who they are. If a man wants to conform you, that is another form of abuse. He is conforming you to fit. So he's conforming you for his comfortability, not accepting you for who you are. If you are going to be in a relationship with a man, the man should accept you for who you are, not sit there and be with you and want to change you because, like they'll say, I'm changing you to be better. Sir, you're not my father. You didn't raise me. It is not your job to freaking raise me. You've been living on this planet for 25, 30 years, all alone by yourself, without the use of this man coming into your life. If you do not have an identity before that man comes into your life, he knows that he can manipulate you and make you become something that you are not. And before you know it, you're miserable. Everything you do is for his liking. You're going to walk on pins and needles. You're going to be walking on eggshells around him because he low key do not like you. And whatever reason that he's there for is not because of love. He's not there because he likes you. He is there for whatever benefits you are supplying to him. Either it's physical, even smacks, financial, like he's taking your money. He need a place to live, or he likes your admiration. He likes that you boost his ego up. It's always for some benefit for him and give you the least amount of benefits. So like I said, like we need to do a live with these pick me talking points. Like what do you hear? What would a woman say? And we be like, no, that's pick me talking points. A woman that's desperate for a man will conform to him. She'll conform to any man. Any man that she get with, she will conform to him. Real quick, I know a woman that has ran through 5 different religions, and all of them has something to do with a man. This chick was Muslim. This chick was a Buddhist. This chick was a Christian. She was a Episcopalian, whatever how you say that word. She was Baptist. She was she was into Scientology. She was an atheist. She was in Black Power. All of this, all because of a man, because she does not have an identity. Ladies, please, if you are interested in having a relationship, discover who you are first. Be yourself. And if you at the age of 40, you still don't know who you are, take that time to find out who she is. And when I say she, I'm talking about that little woman inside of you. That's my whole point. The reason why I'm walking the way I am walking and talking the way I'm talking, because I am comfortable with who I am and the skin that I am in, and no man can break me. No man can break me. Men are obsessed with trying to humble a woman that knows who she is, because they do not like that. Love yourself first. Yes, yes, honey. The first person you should fall in love with is yourself. And these women be out here searching for love, and that's why they be picking wrong. You're picking wrong because you are searching for something you should already have. Me and Subu Villain was talking on the back end, and I said I found my love through my womb. My child was the first male that I loved unconditionally without even knowing him. That was the only male I've ever loved. And because I have this strong bond of love for my son, no man love can measure up. No man, there's no love out here in this world that a man can give me is even equivalent to me being a mother to my son, or even loving myself or loving my family. And that, number one, ladies, is the number one thing that you should be doing. These red flags are excellent information, but the number one thing you should do is love yourself. Especially, like, and I'm gonna go back to being a mother. Man can tell when a man loves a man can tell when a woman loves her child, and he wants to interfere in that relationship because he's jealous, because he never had a mother that loved him the way he's seeing you love your child. That's why we hit them Dusties, like that Dusty that came here talking about men do not like single mothers, even though he's married to a woman that's mothering his children, and I'm sure she love her kids. That is what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to love your kids. And these men cannot stand that, because you are putting your child first, and they hate that. That's all. You don't need to give me more trigger. I'm sorry to go on tangent.
Oh no, it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna go down here to Coach T, and then I'll just open the panel back up again for y'all. Go ahead, Coach T.
Hey y'all, I'm back. I had to do a little meeting, aggravating people. But it's so funny. I'm over here writing out the red flag list, like, right, and then it's just like never ending. Like, when will it end? When the limit does not exist. But I had two more to add. I don't know if y'all mentioned them while I was gone, but to add on to the idea about them constantly calling you. Another red flag is them showing up where you at, uninvited. Like, you didn't invite them, but they just show up because they know where you're at, or they want to check in on you. I remember the first crazy man I dealt with when I was in my early 20s. I was working at a retail store, and he would just show up like, oh yeah, I was just seeing where you was at, and like, I was just making sure you was here. Like, nigga, you making sure I'm here? First of all, I'm at work. Number one, you need to get you some business. That's number one. Number two, you showing up here ain't showed up with a flower, a beverage, a refreshment. That was back when I used to engage in the devil's lettuce. You ain't showed up with no devil's lettuce. Like, you ain't showed up with nothing but just your raggedy self talking about you coming to see where I'm at. If you if you don't get yourself on somewhere. But that just reminded me of another one too. A tactic that he would do is try to embarrass you in front of other people. Embarrass or humiliate you. Like, I remember the one time he showed up and was like, oh, I'm going to buy your cart. So, like, the retail store I worked at, you could put clothes on hold if you was an employee, and then when we got paid every week, you could buy your clothes out of your paycheck. That's why I had to stop working there, y'all. It was bad. So I would buy clothes every week. So he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come see you, and I'm gonna come buy your cart for you. Okay, cool, no problem. The man showed up. Do you know, not only did he not buy my clothes for me after pretending to start a little argument with me in front of my coworkers, we all standing up there at the line waiting for him to pay. My coworker done rang all the stuff up and everything. He like, you know what, matter? You know what? I don't like your attitude. I don't like your attitude. You know what? I'm not paying for this. I'm going to just get me what I wanted. And he had bought him some, we had at the time, we had like Beats headphones and stuff. So he had bought him some Beats headphones. So not only did you come up here checking on me, You embarrassing me in front of my coworkers, and then you degraded me by not getting me something, just getting yourself something. That story was crazy. I'll have to tell that story, that whole relationship story, another day. So the other thing that I noticed, another red flag, especially with men, when women say, well, I asked him, was he in a relationship or was he married? And he told me no. I didn't know he was living with his baby mother. Da, 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 da. Read between the lines, the context clues. If he can't talk on the phone, or he can only be on the phone at certain times, that's a red flag. Even if it's something small, like my son's father, it is weird. He's a part of a high demand cultist religion that he grew up in. So he couldn't talk on the phone with me when he was at home with his parents. He would have to wait till he go to work, or he would have to wait till it was a certain time of the day so that he could talk on the phone. But like, he was a text message warrior, like text all day, all day, all day. If a man can text you all day, but y'all can't talk on the phone, or like he can't talk after 6 o'clock, or whenever you call him, he don't pick up the phone, like you got to schedule a time to talk on the phone with him, that's a red flag. Something weird is going on. And your antennas, you need to have your antennas up and on alert. The last one that I'll mention, that's one that I like to mention, these kind of innocuous ones, because so often I think as Black women, but women in general, we have to be kind of knocked upside the head to be like, oh, this is dangerous. I'm in danger. But a kind of innocuous one is a man who is like forgetful, or like he always needs to be reminded of something. Like, I told you last week, da 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 da. Oh, I forgot. Oh, can you do A, B, C, and D for me? Oh, can you remind me? No, I'm asking you so that you can take on the ownership and the responsibility to do the thing. I'm not going to ask you to do something and then remind you to do something and then have to follow up with you on doing it. That's a problem. That's a man who can't keep his word. He has no accountability, and he's selfish and self-centered. He only thinks about himself. He can't make space in his mind, in his life, or in his heart for you. He needs you to remind him that y'all are in a relationship and that he should be considering you. That's a red flag.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think men that like don't keep their promises, don't keep their word, and like, you know how like women like sometimes they'll have a date plan, like with they'll go meet a guy and he'll be like, okay, then it'll be the woman will try to confirm or something and he doesn't respond, or he'll be like you just said, like he forgot, things like that. I have met a lot of men like that in my life. I think I've met more men that are like that than not, that are very what I guess the word is unintentional. Don't keep their word, don't remember nothing that they said, or even if they do remember it, it's like they don't really care. Like, so they don't care enough to remember. Cause I know that when I got with my husband, that was like one of the first things that I did like about him, is because what he said he would do. Like, I remember it was like, okay, so I went on a date with him the first time, and then the first day, and then I didn't see him that second day, and then I saw him the third day, and then I never didn't see him after that. We saw each other every day moving forward after that. But that third day that we were seeing each other, he had told me that he was going to a comedy club with some friends or whatever. And he was like, he said, I'm going to link up with you after I get from the comedy club with them. And I was like, so what time are you going to be getting out of the comedy club? And he was like, he said it was going to be like 10 or something like that. And so I was like, okay. I said, but I didn't believe him. And I was like, I didn't tell him this, but I'm thinking to myself, like, these Negroes, they never keep their word or say anything they mean. He said he going out with somebody. He going to be out with them people the whole time. I'm not even thinking nothing about meeting him, because I just didn't believe nothing that he was saying. He hadn't did anything to make me believe that he was lying, but I said most dudes be lying, so I just didn't believe him. So, what happened is that that day, he hit me up at the time that he said, he was like, yeah, so you ready? And I was like, ready? And he was like, yeah, I told you I was going to meet you. Like, I told you we was going to link up. So yeah. And, I was so flabbergasted, but this is why I say, like, It's like black women, they standards be in hell because so many niggas, so many men don't be doing nothing that they say. So it's like when one man do something, you just be like, wow, even though that's really the bare minimum. But I think that was the first thing that made me start. I looked at him differently because before then, like even though I liked him and everything after the first date and everything, I still was like, I still wasn't thinking like, oh, this about to be my husband or anything like that because I really don't trust men or like them at all. So it was just kind of like but I think that was the first thing that he was actually intentional, and he actually kept his word. So I definitely agree with you. I can't tell you like when I was dating men, like how many men that would be like, oh, I forgot, or oh, was you still coming? Or they would be like, hey, they would tell me like after the time of the date, like it was supposed to be like, oh, you ready? Am I ready? No, I ain't even going. You know what I'm saying? Because now look at like, so yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I had a man tell me he was gonna send me some flowers right to my office. This when I was renting an office space for my business, which I still do, but I just rent a different space. But anyway, so it was a building that had like reception and everything. So somebody was gonna be there, even if I wasn't. So I was like, oh yeah, you can, like send them to my office. I think he did that anyway because he wanted to know where I live because I wouldn't tell him where I live at. But I told him, I was like, no, yeah, you can send them to my office, give him the office address. So the day come and pass, don't hear from him. The next day come and pass, don't hear from him. The next day come and pass. The next day come, he hits me up like, oh, how are you? Da, 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 da. I got straight to it. What happened to sending me flowers on Friday? Oh, I got busy with this and that, and I just have so much going on. Da 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 da. Oh, that's cool. Blocked. You do not have to worry about me. To this day, if I see that man, I just turn the other way. Like if I'm out at the bar or something, he'll always like buy me a drink and try to have conversation with me. But I just be like, no, I'm good. I'm good on you. Oh, we can't be friends. I'm like, I don't want to be friends with somebody like you. You're a terrible person. But I'll take this shot or whatever other drink I'm having for tonight, and you can go on about your business.
I feel you on that. And I definitely believe that the guy that did send the flowers, he definitely needed to be blocked because he waited those days because he was hoping you wasn't gonna say nothing about it. Trifling. Let me go up here to Tan Barbie. You there? I know her screen is blank, but you there, Tan Barbie? Did you have something to say? Well, I guess I'll just wait until her screen, go back like she here. But yeah, like I definitely agree with everything that y'all ladies are saying, and I think these are good red flag lists. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the lives. But I am going to if you guys could do me a favor, if y'all could like maybe write down some more red flags that y'all got, and then we could talk about it again on another live because I really do think that is really good to do this because like when Supervillain was talking about on the last live, like, having solutions and actually having the things to look out for, like that's really, that is really the way to go instead of just saying, watch out for these men. Like some people need help to find out exactly what you're talking about because honestly, I ain't trying to be funny, but it's some women that be online that be getting bamboozled by Negroes that I would like literally cringe if they even shared the same airspace with me. So it's like I clearly, I can't just take a lot of the women that come up here that are very intelligent and beautiful and mindful. And I'm really not just saying that, I'm being serious. Like the majority of the black women that come up in my live panels and be in my chat be like very intelligent. Like that I know that y'all don't need no assistance for this, but I do think that there are women that do because for the life of me, that whole trend that I've been seeing about like what I look like before him and what I look like after him and all of these different trends where women show how men have played in their face. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you let this man play in your face. He looked like he just got out the homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? I seen this one girl, she was so beautiful. And she showed the man that she was letting play with her. This man looked like oh my gosh, like I don't even know how to say it but in a politically correct way. I would just say I was flabbergasted. That man's stomach was hanging over his pants. His skin looked dehydrated and ashy. His hair was uncombed. His teeth were yellow. And I was just like, are you kidding? What is wrong with you, ma'am? So, I definitely believe that some women need help. And just like, even with me, like somebody in the comments said that your mom didn't give you any advice until you got done dirty. I'm gonna tell you what, my parents didn't give me no advice at all on how not to be played or anything like that. And so I jumped off the front porch marrying somebody, and it was horrible. And it's because I didn't know no better. So I guess we can all do it because of that too. But yeah, I'm gonna let everybody speak one more time before I end the live. But I'll go up here first to Fearless. Go ahead, sis.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. I like the topic that you guys are talking about the red flags and stuff. Um, can I talk about something that I think is weird or
Sure, go ahead,
that
sis.
I
Whatever you
okay.
want to say.
Okay, so I know this is a spiritual thing I'm going to talk about. So I've had this issue where um okay. Like when they say like in the bedroom, you're mine, you're mine, your mind's forever for eternity, and I'm dealing with that type of situation. It's a lot of like last night I talked to him, he recorded me, and then he said, "Oh, I'm sorry," or whatever. And then like, it's a lot of like, like where he'll pleasure himself to a picture I send him or whatever. And so it's a lot of pulling. Like when I'm trying to like end the relationship, it's a lot of spiritual pulling that's going on. Um, that happens. And I don't know what that is, but I just want to know if any of you other ladies have ever experienced that where, um, I don't know if you guys ever caught your man or whatever, but where they're like using your pictures or photos or videos and I don't know, recording you, and I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out.
Are
Um,
you
I've
still with
had
him? Are you still with him?
I'm trying to figure out if he's a warlock or if he's just, I don't know
I
what.
mean,
He just a regular NIGGA
I
sister.
Uh,
I wanted to say this. I
there's
feel
more
like
things that he says to me though, because he said he wanted to drain me too.
I
He
mean
said,
I
drain
don't
my.
I can't speak for maybe it's a kink for him for that, but I will say
Okay.
that I don't really believe that any woman should send a man any type of actual pictures or videos because that
Okay.
can always be weaponized against you, and
Um,
you know what I'm saying, and
well, no,
that's it.
no. The pictures I sent him didn't have my face,
Okay. Well, then
so
that's
I
I still
purposely
don't
did
think you
that.
should, but at least that's smart. That's
No, no,
smart
but
that
I
you
get what
say.
you're saying. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I purposely did it because it seemed like I was like, okay, I don't know, and he's like, well, just send me one with your face. I said, no, I don't know, I'm not doing that. So, so I just, but I know that it's a spiritual thing as well because it's like it's a strong pull that he has over me, and even when I'm trying to break up with him, he's just
No,
like,
he doesn't have a strong pull over you. You have to change your vocabulary, and so you have to call back your energy. I have had a
I
ex
have done that. I have done that. I have
who
done a spiritual bath and everything.
who will show up in like my dreams and stuff and like trying to pull on my energy. But no, you
Hmm.
have to call back your energy and change your verbiage and your mind frame around it because you're saying, oh, he's pulling me, he's pulling me, he's pulling me. He can't do nothing to you that you don't engage or allow.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
Take your energy back.
well,
if he's giving you a little bit of
but there's times where he's pulling and I'm not even acknowledging it. So that's why I'm saying it. That's why I feel like it's a strong pull because there's times I'm just going about my day, driving, do, and then here comes a strong pull, and I'm not even thinking about it. You get what I'm saying? So,
I
um,
don't know. I feel like this, Fearless. I feel like if you feel
yes,
like this, like that, he
yeah.
might not be the one for you. Because I feel like I don't think you should even be having any of these thoughts if if he was the one that you're supposed to be with. But I don't know.
Well, no, no, because I was just asking because I'm just trying to figure out if this is normal or I don't know because I don't know if
Girl, you know it's
other
not
women
normal.
have
That's
experienced.
why you feel. discontented in your spirit. That's number 3. How to listen to your intuition. You have to take some time and sit with yourself and ask yourself, what about this does not feel, where does this, how does this feel in my body, and what about this is making me uncomfortable? And that's what you have to dig down and get into, because he's using your, I don't want to say this term, I don't mean to be rude with this term, but your ignorance, or like your unawareness, to pull on you.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to sit with yourself and dig in and say, okay, what is making me so uncomfortable? Like, what is this feeling? Where's this coming from? Like, you're gonna have to really do the internal and go internal. Like, we can up here, we can affirm you, and I can say, yes, men do that. Men pull on your energy. Men will take anything that you give them and just wring it out and wrench it out and suck you dry. But you have to
Yes.
sit with yourself and decide who you are and whose you are.
Yes. Yes, and I am, for the women in the comments, I have been fasting and doing all that stuff that I need to do, and then I did try the spiritual bath and everything, just to further deep dive into what's
Have you
going on.
refrained from intercourse? I think you should do that too.
Yes, I have, and I've been, finding excuses and stuff, and he's getting kind of irritated. But it's like I'm finding all types of excuses. Like I'm just like I just want to, be with myself right now. Like I just want to keep
I
my
don't
own
mean to
energy
sound
to
like this,
myself.
sis, but I'm sorry to interject, but I see like a ticking time bomb happening, and, and
Yes.
God forbid, I don't want to hear you on the news. So I wouldn't think this is a laughing matter. Honestly speaking, I think you should block him, get a restraining order, whatever you need to do. Cut this dude off. It's really not that hard, and this is
As
why
it,
we need lives like this. And it's not a dig to you, but
yeah,
this is what we. That's why we're here and we're talking the way we're
yeah,
talking up on a live like this is because of stuff like this. When we feel something
yeah.
is wrong and we think it's a joke, and I like I said, it's no dig to you, it's nothing
Oh no,
disrespectful.
no,
So
it's not. No, no,
please,
it's.
please,
I'm laughing at something. I'm laughing at my own memory when I had told him that, hey,
I get it.
I need time to myself. Like this is not, what I'm saying. I'm a very funny, laughy person, but I really
I
mean
get
I'm
it.
very serious. But
Oh, I
I get
get
what
it,
you're
sis.
saying. I get what you're
I don't
saying.
want nothing to happen to you. If anybody never like showed a concern, let me be the first.
Yeah,
I'm concerned for your safety, sis. This does not sound like a healthy dynamic. This sounds like something sinister. This sound, and
yeah,
I'm into dark romance. I'm into certain things myself. But this, what
yes,
you're describing, sounds like some next level stuff in your subconscious is telling you that woman, that intuition is telling you to cut this dude off. Do now, this is not something to joke with, sis. You need to cut him off and not make an excuse because your life is on the line. What's more important? Making him feel good or you living, seeing the next sunrise? Because it seemed like you playing with your life right now, and this is not a joke. Like you're playing with your life. I'm sorry, sis. We've been on this panel so many times, and we've been my girl Trigger pull up news clips and articles about men unaliving women. This is not a fucking joke anymore, sisters. Stop playing with your life. Stop gambling with your motherfucking life. It's not that serious to cut a dude off. Men have been on this planet since the beginning of time. They're gonna be here when you die. There is nothing to joke about. Y'all life
Uh,
femicide
I,
rate is high.
I just want to interject and say just one thing. Well, hopefully I'm trying to be the respectful way possible. I'll say number one, I'm confused by this interaction. I really am. I'm confused by everything that's going on. I'm just gonna keep it real because I don't understand being like in a confusion about if somebody is normal or not, and still being in a space where you're staying with them, interacting with them, still engaging with them, and probably going to engage with them sexually and things like that. It's very strange to me. I'll just say that I for anyone listening, I think that this is a perfect example of like if women ignoring what they already know inside. Like I don't feel like anyone needs to tell you respectfully the what you feel. If you feel some type of way, it's your body telling you that is a way. But what happens oftentimes with women is that they feel that and then they rationalize that away. And they say, oh, what I'm feeling is I don't, nah, that ain't it. Maybe it's something else. No, it's exactly what you felt. If you feel that way, you feel that way for a reason, just like Coach D was saying. And you know, at that point, it is whatever it is. I'll just say that I every last single solitary woman that I've ever talked to that has been okey doke by a man has always said that that same thing that you're asking today, they've already felt it, but they ignored it and they paid the price for it. So if you feel some type of way, it's a reason for you to feel that type of way. Now, whether you just kind of wanted like a confirmation bias situation, you just wanted us to tell you that it wasn't a big deal so that you could just go ahead and do what you are continuing to do, then that's, you know, that's okay. I guess that's on you. But I'll just say anytime you feel some type of way as a woman, something tells you something seems weird, it's nothing to debate at that point because your body told you it's weird because it is weird, you know, and it is something that you should avoid. But, you know, it is what it
Yeah, I
is.
was. Yeah, no, I get what you guys are saying. I just came up because I thought this is a women discussion and stuff like that. But um, how do I say it? So I'm also in the medical field as well, and so I'm going back to college to get other degrees or whatever, but surrounding victims of abuse because I was a victim of abuse. However, so there are women out there that have been already abused. So my reasoning is he knows I have trauma with daddy issues. My dad wasn't really there fully. So he was that comfort for me. But however, I just wanted to talk because I feel like my intuition is telling me things. But however, I just wanted to talk to other women
You
about
don't
it
need to
because
talk no more. You need to be silent. That's a lot of the problem. You seem like a very intelligent woman, and I'll speak as like an educated, intelligent woman. Is we tend to intellectualize a lot of things, and we have to make it make sense in our mind. And well, why is this happening, and why is that? When we get confused, we need to figure it out and unravel it. And that's the
yeah.
opposite of what your birthright as the feminine is. You don't need to think and talk and all that. Listen to your body. Trust your body. Sit with yourself and be silent. And no one understand that if my body is telling me something is wrong, regardless of what he's saying, what she's saying, what my daddy said, or what my daddy didn't say, I trust me most and I know me best. So if I say my body say something is wrong, it's wrong, point blank, period.
Yeah, because there's times where I'm like I'm celibate and I'm on my little celibate journey, and he's just like trying to disrupt it, and and I'm just like, no, I just this is the time for me. So I have practiced that with him, but I get what you guys are saying. I've tried to cut it
Damn
off
him.
several
Don't
times.
worry about him. You
I've
you
tried to
just
cut it off
worry
several
about
times.
you.
No, I know the other girl said that I should block him, and and I've done all that. So I've done all that. And he's from the church. He goes to church. So I think
Yeah,
that's what.
you need to get off TikTok and you need to go and sit with yourself for 30 minutes. You need to go sit with yourself for 30 minutes because you still like talking and trying to explain and like you need us to understand, but you really talking it out and trying to get yourself to understand and make it make sense. You don't need to do none of that. You need to go and sit with yourself and be with you, the real you, who you really are.
Thank you guys for being so welcoming for people coming up here. Thank you.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Yeah, all right, you guys. I can I tell y'all something? And I okay, I'm gonna tell you something. And I hold on, you guys. I'm gonna be uncharacteristically real. Let me shut the door because my dog is barking. Okay. I think that this lady was playing, and that's the reason why I said what I said. I don't believe that anything that she said was going on. I don't believe that nothing was that she said was happening was happening. I think she just came up here to be funny. And that's the reason why I said what I said, because I think that she's playing around. I don't get in like, and I believe in listening to my gut. My gut says that she's playing. My gut says that nothing's going on with her. My gut says that she came up here, she heard us talking, and she just wanted to be funny. And I think that's weird. I definitely think it's strange because why in the world are you asking, as a grown woman that is definitely by her profile picture, she's definitely at least in her mid 30s, and you're asking questions about what do you think when a man is saying that it's yours while y'all are having intercourse? How in the world can you go on a celibacy journey in a relationship with a man that you're already having intercourse with? None of these things make any type of logical sense. You talking about you feel a spiritual pull or you feel something, but you're still living and laid up with this man. If you feel that type of way, then why aren't you breaking away or getting yourself somewhere else? I don't know. I just know that there are some people that are weird that come on TikTok just to do things like this to troll people. And that's what I believe is going on. I think that's the reason why she was real quick to like interject when T was talking and also when Coach T was talking as well, because she was trying to push a certain type of weird narrative. I don't know what that lady had going on, but
I
I'm just
think
saying,
she
I don't believe her. I don't.
I think she triggered, well, for one, whether she was telling the truth or not, it's women who needed to hear what we
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
say.
you're right.
So
You're right.
whether she needed it or not, I mean, it is what it is, when the masses of women need the message regardless,
Yeah.
But also I think that what she was doing is what a lot of men do is
You breaking up, Coach
she
T?
came to replenish
You breaking up. You breaking up. I
her
can't hear you.
energy. Oh
Coach
no.
T is breaking up. What's the last thing that you said? You there?
Can you hear me now? Am I here?
I can
I'm
hear
here.
you
I'm
now.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You have broke
girl.
up
I
on the
just
last
I
two
done
things
just
you
paid
said.
this damn Wi-Fi bill and they breaking up on me. This a mess. But yeah, I think that for women like her, they kind of need to siphon energy, and that's how they do it. They come to women to replenish their energies. And whether she was telling the truth or not, I think that what she did was very disruptive, but I don't think that she was necessarily lying. I think she do what a lot of women do, like I said, is she come into spaces where we have cultivated and curated the environment and the energetics, and she come in to enjoy and feed off of that. And I'm not saying it from a malicious standpoint, like she came and she was like, I'm about to go in here and steal from these women, ha 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 ha. But it's just so normalized, especially for Black women, to just take, especially from other Black women, when they don't value the effort and the time and the energy that goes into what it is that we do. So I think she saw a panel of women who she felt could help her, in quotes, and she came in wanting that help, but she didn't have the decorum, or she didn't really have the means to get it the right way.
Okay. All right, Coach T. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'll say that maybe we have a little difference because I don't know. It's just something about it was giving him something in the milk ain't clean. I still don't, I still don't trust it. And it's been plenty of women that have come up here. Y'all know that it said their experiences and stuff like that. And I have not said nothing to them. I've listened to them. We talked to them. We vibed out with them. But it was just something about this lady in particular, that just rubbed me my like stomach like the wrong way. It made me be like, I don't know about this lady. Something don't seem right. But
Yeah, she definitely have some kind of energy on her. I know
yeah,
I
yeah,
know what
I
you
can
mean,
feel it.
Trey.
I can
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah, it's something not right. Not something not right with her. Let me go up here to Supervillain has something to say, and then oh, I gotta go to Shishi because I know I asked Shishi a while ago. You had something to say, Supervillain?
I did want to just say, and I kind of sat back because I know in this particular conversation, the women who are in relationships and deal with men, you guys were the best to speak with her. I do think a lot of the time, and it may not be her specifically, but a lot of the time the women come up and tell their story and they're looking for the approval for the bad behavior. It's like, oh, this, but this, but this. No, we're telling you no, you need to leave, you need to walk out. That's the advice we're giving you. We're setting the boundaries. We're telling you not to do more chances. We're telling you to have the strict, harsh boundaries with whatever man you're being involved with. It wasn't to come off harsh to you, but a lot of the times y'all look for us to say, you know what, that degenerate behavior and taking that abuse, it's okay. That's your man. We're not going to tell you that. We're going to tell you to leave because we care about you. So if it came off harsh, it's supposed to be harsh. It's hard to change. It's uncomfortable. But I just wanted Fearless, whether she was up here intentionally or not to get the advice, but other women also had the questions that she had. We're not going to be nice about it. We said it earlier. We have to start setting the harsh boundaries. We have to start doing the hard things. So hopefully, I hope that you listen to the advice and you get the help that you need. Ayo.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go up here to Shishi, and I had something to share with y'all. That's why I was gone, but I'm gonna go to Shishi first. Go ahead, Shishi.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to say, can you drop me down? I'm working. I won't be able to do it, but I will listen to y'all. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I think you might have requested me by accident using the request box. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna drop you down, sis. Thanks for listening, though. All right, I'm gonna go over here to Maria, and then I'm gonna go. I'm getting this
Have a good
speaker.
day at work, Shishi.
Go ahead, Maria.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey host. Unfortunately, I did think it did sound like, it was so unbelievable. But unfortunately, there are women out here that are just that lost, unfortunately. Um, and it's sad. In terms of like red flags with men, I just think we as women, we have to do a better job at actually listening and comprehending and not having this Florence Nightingale monkey on our back where we feel like we are going to change this man, right? That's where you get caught up a lot of times. Just understand that that person is not for you. If you listen and you give a man long enough, he will tell you exactly who he is. And all you have to do is know that that is not in the realm of possibility for what you want. There's this husband and wife team that was on here. She came on talking about her husband is giving the mistress $2,000 a month, and the wife is over here working so hard, yada yada yada. Anyway, I don't know if y'all saw that. It almost seemed like they was doing a skit, but then she was on, TikTok crying, and he in the background acting like a whole ass. And then in the end, she's back with him, and he's in the camera talking about how they gonna work it out, and we're married, and people just go through things, and all. I mean, and this is a full, probably like 50-year-old woman dealing with her husband stepping out on her with several people, but one woman in particular that he's given $2,000 a month to. And I just looked at that and I was like, I don't understand how this woman has like a lack of love and self-respect for herself. But there are a lot of women out here that they just, I don't know if they igmatized, I don't know if they just have zero self-respect, zero self-esteem. But what gives me joy is watching these men get up here and crash out every day. So that gives me joy to think that hopefully the majority of us are turning our backs and we're not dealing with the foolishness. The healthy minded ones are about their coin, about their education, about their children, and about their community. Leave these men alone.
Oh.
Just leave them alone.
Oh, you know what, you guys? You know what? I forgot to tell y'all. I forgot to tell y'all. Do you know that? Okay, I know. I'm sorry. This is a little bit off topic. It's two things I want to tell y'all real quick. That's one is kind of on topic. The other one is not. The first one is not. I'm about to tell y'all right now. I remember. I know Supervillain was there. I'm pretty sure Supervillain was there. I'm pretty sure Coach T was there, and I'm pretty sure T Scorpio was there. I don't know if y'all remember, but I had this live and there was this lady. Her name was like, dag, what was her name? Yes, dag, I forgot. It was Yes something. And I had I said that my phone had died or something like that, and I had got disconnected from the live, but the live was still going on. And when I came back on, I was I was trying to tell everybody that I was back, and she had told me to like hold on or whatever. I said I didn't like the way she talked to me, so I had dropped her.
Yep, I remember who you're talking about.
Okay, all right. I'm glad y'all
Exactly.
remember. Do you know that I had no idea because since I blocked her on my main page, yesterday when I had that live on my backup page, I happened to look at my filter messages, which I do a lot of times when, because I don't be checking them that often. She told me that I should unalive my husband. I should get a pew pew and unalive him because he's a man. And more importantly, he's a black man and he's a threat. And I'm over here misleading black women. And she said all of this crazy stuff to me. She was talking about all of this stuff about unaliving and saying that I'm going to get what I deserve and all this crazy stuff. I was flabbergasted, man. I couldn't believe it. And this is not like I don't even tell people this, but I be getting unaliving threats all the time from people. I've had 3 from black women. And most the other ones have been from black men, of course. It's a lot of stuff that I be going through doing this stuff on me just trying to uplift black women, but I don't very rarely say nothing because it'll just be like, but the reason why I said this is because when she was on the live, if y'all remember, I said that I dropped her because it was something about her before. She was just giving me a weird vibe. And my vibe, my stomach, I promise you, it's like it never lies. It never ever lies to me. The anytime I've ever had bad outcomes in my life with people and situations is when I have ignored what my stomach and my gut is telling me. But I just wanted to tell y'all that because I said I was going to tell y'all earlier, just so that y'all knew. I was like, yeah, that lady was talking crazy, and then I was about to say I had typed up this real crazy thing to tell her, but it wouldn't even let me send it because I guess she must have blocked me after she sent whatever she sent. But anyway, yeah. So the second thing I wanted to tell y'all real quick, and then I'm gonna let Fearless speak because she was asking to come up. Um, the woman in the picture, right? She is a mother of 4. She's a mother of 4. She broke up with the man inside of that picture. Yes, supervillain, that was her man. And he went and broke into her house, even though, if I'm not mistaken, she had, let me see, let me look. He was already, she had already told the police that he was stalking her and all of that stuff. He broke into her home and he unalived her, and he also pew-pewed the man that was there with her. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, like, black women have got to be really aware of the red flags, and also at some point not trying to victim blame anybody. But do you see what this man looked like? Like, honestly, legitimately, this looks like a man that you should never entertain. He's absolutely grotesque, disgusting, repulsive, on so many, like, I don't even understand why this woman would ever even give this man even a bite-sized piece of pussy. Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I don't understand it. And I think a lot of times that, and I said this, that's why that one day I went through and I showed y'all picture after picture after picture of mugshots of black men that have unalived black women, because 99% of the time you're looking at these men like, ew, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand. You know what? Fearless just said that when we were talking that the live started glitching, that she's protected. Fearless, I don't know what you have going on, sis. I promise you it was glitching because some people was reporting it, and it was probably you. It glitches when that happens. It was probably you. It glitches when that happens. I decided to let you come back up here because I thought that you might want to respond to the things we said. And I thought, I rethought about it, and I said maybe I was too harsh, because if in rethought about it and I said maybe I was too harsh, because if in the minor, like 2% of chance that you are being legitimate, I should give you a chance to explain yourself further, which is why I added you up. But now I see that I was right in my initial assessment. But I'm not talking about you right now. All right. I'm going to go ahead and block you. Okay. You have a great day, Fearless. All right. I don't know why you followed me and you think that I'm so toxic, but I'm just going to go ahead and block you. But you have a great day, Queen. And I really do honestly mean that. We're not always going to agree as black women. We're not always going to get along as black women. We're not. And that's just what it is. And if I'm not your person, I'm not your person to listen to. But I do hope that you find clarity with your situation with the person that you're involved with, if that is indeed a real situation. I really do hope that you do. You be blessed and you have a great day, okay?
But for her to say she protected, but you're not protected from that man pulling on your energy, like, girl, make it make
Exactly.
sense. Girl,
Exactly. Make
like,
it make sense. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The reason why she wanted to tell us that her background, I'm intelligent, she has a degree in all of this stuff, like trying to do like a psychology move, like trying to make it seem like she's not dumb. And the man, this is not like your average abusive situation. She's legit confused or how this man is moving. The only thing you telling me, you're smart, but you dumb when it comes to this man, because you already revealed to us that you have daddy issues. So you're already not even mentally in a space to even be in a healthy relationship. You don't know what a healthy relationship look like because you are a woman that have quote unquote daddy issues, and these men can smell it, and you're already broken down. What you need is therapy. That's number one. Number two, like I said, about these type of women that, like I said, you thought it was. She think it's a joke that this. She thinks this is flattering. This is what she believes. She thinks it's flattering that this man is obsessed with her, and which lead to a lot of women to be 6 feet 6 feet under. Not to sound funny like that, because you think it's flattering that this man is showing some type of obsession about you to the point that he's supposedly pulling on your energy. You got this Dusty pulling on your energy, and you are an intelligent woman. You got everything going for yourself, and that means your energy is actually low vibration. Because a man at a high frequency should be able to pull you, not a man of a low frequency. That doesn't literally make any sense to me. So with that being said, if you are, like I said, the intelligent woman and you have a high, strong energy, Dusties will not be pulled to you. You will not pull a Dusty. A Dusty will not be able to pull you, I will say. A Dusty will not be able to pull you. That's
Yeah.
So yeah, she came up here playing. Yeah, she want to play with fire and she get burned. She gonna find out. And this is what we're talking about. Just like the shorty, like I said, Duchess, she thought it was funny live when a guy said, when her dude said, "I'm gonna unalive you." She was laughing like, "How you gonna unalive me? You think this is funny?" Until he actually does it. And this is what we are talking. Exactly, she's enjoying the chase because she thinks this is flattering. It's not flattering having a dangerous man chase you because anyone can be chased by a dangerous man. That's number one. It's not flattering. It's not even a flex. That's probably why she think that when she came up here, we was gonna say, "Oh, he is doing this to you." Oh, that nah. And then when she's told that, "No, sis, this is very unhealthy. This is toxic. You want to play with this dude? He's gonna unalive you, and you're gonna end up on the news like the rest of the other women, and you're gonna pull up right on Trigger's live and be like, "Yeah, this is the woman that came on our live thinking it was funny." And now look at her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hoping that on her. I'm not wishing that on her. And let's just say everything she said is true and she wasn't here playing a game. This is what I'm talking about. Intelligent women that's dumb for men. That's desperate for men. And
But
this
I
is
think
it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
I think a lot of these women are really dating men with mental issues, and they're not recognizing that these men have like they think it's like normal in the due course of business of a relationship for these men to, I guess it's flattering to them for these men to show a little violence, a little
You
you
guys,
know.
uh, I just really, I'm sorry. I was just really thinking about the lady that was up here, and I'm thinking about any ladies in the future. The woman in the picture, right? I just said that she was unalive by this man, and I really do want Black women to understand that you're worth more and you deserve more. And having a piece of a man or a shell of a man or a man, I think that we can all agree here that this man is objectively disgusting. I really would like Black women to be comfortable with being alone, or hey, make sure that they have very high standards to where the dusties are unable to reach them, like really, because this is like very unfortunate. And literally it's like every day I see a Black woman unalive by a man that should not have even felt comfortable enough to even speak to her, let alone be in a relationship with her. And that's all I'm saying. But I think Supervillain has something to say. And I'll let everybody speak again. I said I was about to end this live. So I'm gonna let everybody speak again before I get out of here. And then I'll get out of here. But go ahead, Supervillain.
Thank you. I'll be super quick. First of all, Triggered, I just want to say thank you so much for what you do. To know that you are getting, these unsavory DMs is absolutely ridiculous. And for them, some of them to be coming from Black women really hurts my heart for you, because I know the time, the energy you put into making this a safe space for all types of different Black women to come, regardless of how they feel about relationship status, religion, everything. So that really, honestly, that really hurt me to hear that happens to you. I just want to let you know that for every message you get, you are helping 100 more Black women. And I really, really hope that your platform gets bigger and bigger. And I just want you to know you don't deserve that. And that's crazy. Like, that really hurt me to hear that comes from you. And for that weird lady to say that to you yesterday, that's, you know what I mean? That is, even if she said something about you, but to go outside and talk about your family, like, why do we have all this smoke for each other? And I don't know. That part just really hurt me for you. And I just want to let you know we love you and we support you and we riding with you in this thing. Um, Secondly, I can't believe she gave this bandit 4 kids. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. What happened to her is terrible, but this woman gave this thing 4 kids. I'm struck because y'all, I'm not even trying to be funny. My baby daddy is fine as hell. And I walked away from him. When I tell you I don't know if I'll put his picture as my profile picture. I have a good looking baby daddy and I'm still not with this shit. So I don't even understand how this happens. But anyway, lastly, I'm so glad Gabby is up here. Gabby, you missed it, but it was another young lady up here earlier named Chloe. And I just wanted to show you how you can have 2 young ladies growing up in the same environment, kind of like just with the patriarchy in society, and they can have 2 different outlooks. Gabby comes in here. She's a young woman. She listens. She says her opinion. Sometimes we're aligned, sometimes we're not, but she comes to listen and absorb the information. That other lady, Chloe, it was really disappointing because it was her first time. And if she would have listened, right, learned the lesson instead of making her commentary more important, maybe she could have been able to come back and see how things roll and understand why you do the things that you do trigger. I don't know if you remember Chloe earlier saying, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, that
Yeah.
young lady. Yeah, so that's I just want to give a shout out to Gabby because Gabby's one of the young ladies, like the reason why we're doing this, right? So we can have conversation. We can even learn things from Gabby as well as women who are older. But I just appreciate the fact that Gabby, when you come in, even if you may have a different opinion, you come in, you're respectful, and you listen to the information and you do what you need to do. So I just want to throw the flowers out there because when Gabby came up, it reminded me about what happened earlier. And then this is gonna be my last thing. Just to let Black women know that I love y'all. I love y'all each and every single day. Whether we fight, whether we laugh. I hope we all come back again to Triggs Live and support it. This is a space where we can be us. We can be free. We can be nasty. We can be nice. But we're just gonna have to be respectful to each other. And with that, I yield. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, supervillain. I appreciate you. I always appreciate your uplifting words for sure. Because I will say that hearing that really blew me. Like, I feel better about it today, but like when I read it after I got off the live yesterday, I doggone near started a new live to talk about it. Cause I was just flabbergasted as to why she would say all that crazy stuff to me. But let me keep going. I'll go next to Maria.
Just Black women, protect your wounds and just focus on yourself.
All right, all right. I got you, Maria. I appreciate you as well. And I know you've been coming up recently as well, Maria. I appreciate you too. Appreciate you coming up and I appreciate your words and your contribution as well. All right, all right. Okay, I'll go down here next to Coach. No, I'll go to Gabrielle because I don't think Gabrielle had a chance to speak. So I'll go to Gabrielle first. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, hey, Triggered. Sorry, I think I must have come in towards the end of the live because I heard you say you're going to end in shortly. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to catch a little bit of it. And, oh no, I missed the red flags. I feel so bad.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I think we're gonna do another one. I'll do another one next week. That way we can get some more lists. Some
Okay.
more red flags.
Yep, I'm just scanning it, and I think, I know we covered a lot of it yesterday, but I do think I'm going to be really quick because I know you're ending, but just like, not entertaining a man who's disrespectful, who violates boundaries, who speaks about women in derogatory ways, I definitely, think DL men should be avoided as well. And I just think when it comes to your intuition, if you get even a hint of something that, even if you can't put your finger on why, but you just feel like there's just something not right about this guy, like I just think you shouldn't even entertain it. So 1000% listen to your intuition. And then number 4, no second chances, extremely harsh standards. Yeah, I think that that's important too, because like with everything that's happening with men and relationships in 2025, I do think not giving them second chances and having standards, even if they do seem harsh, literally can save your life. Like I think you said the lady who was like screenshot it, you said she was unalived by the guy she was dating, or there was like the picture of the guy next.
Ex-boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh, her ex-boyfriend. Yeah, I think that that is all the more reason why, no second chances and extremely harsh standards, because I think those standards could have saved her life literally. But yeah, and I'm sorry to hear about you getting the unaliving threats too. You seriously don't deserve that either. So yeah, thank you.
No problem, Gabrielle. All right. I appreciate you. You know, it's always good to have you up here. Let me go over here to T Scorpio, and then I'll go to Coach T.
It's a pleasure as always coming up here. It's so funny how we talking about red flags and how women skip over red flags. And we had I wasn't there with the other lady, but when this woman came up, perfect example of how red flags go over women's head because you like the guy because he's cute and because you find him attractive or what he's doing is attractive to you to the point you let red flags go over your head and now you find yourself in a deadly situation and a scary situation and you don't know what to do. I'm sure there's plenty of other people that did have a good head on their shoulders that's warning these women leave these men alone, and these women found every excuse they can think of to be in proximity of these men. And I'm sorry to say it like that. And I'm sorry to even say it like this. A lot of those women were the biggest contribute to their own demise. I'm sorry to say it like that. And I know how it sounds, maybe sound insensitive, and I don't mean to be, but this is where us as women, grown adult human females, have to take a step back and then come to the understanding that you are contributing to your own demise when you are making excuses for bad behavior. It's like a child that's doing something bad and you're sitting there making excuses for him being bad. It's the same formula, it's the same thing, and it's unacceptable. I'm sorry, ladies. If no one cares about your life more than you, no one should care about you living more than you. And if you are not putting if you're not considering your life or considering the life of your children, that is what's going to happen. That man will not consider your life. He will not value you as a living human being because you are not valuing your own life and your own safety. And that is a problem that a lot of us women have, all because you want to be close to a man that you put your own life at risk. It's pathetic. It's desperate. You look stupid, like in Trigger favorite word, you look goofy. And you need to be told you look goofy because you're smart when it comes to arguing with another woman telling you that man is toxic, but you dumb. You want to be willfully dumb when it comes to that man that's abusing you. And that's why my sympathy is going shorter and shorter and thinner and thinner and thinner because it's right in front of you and you choose not to see it. And it's aggravating and it's annoying and it's a waste of time. If you want to chase death, you go right ahead because that's literally what y'all doing. You are chasing death. And I yield right there.
All right, all right. Powerful words from T Scorpio. And I mean, you may not like what she said, but you still cannot take away from the accuracy of what she said. That's all I can say. Let me go down here to Coach T.
Hey, Trigger. Thank you so much, as always, for your space. It's really mind blowing to me that women are sending you threats. Like, grow up, first of all. Second of all, I will report you to the authorities. So y'all really have to chill out and learn how to manage y'all emotions. And with that, that'll segue into what I want my final point to be.
is heavy on number 3, listening to your own intuition and being with yourself. A lot of what we go through as women is because, like you mentioned, Trigger, earlier, we don't listen to our gut instincts. We don't listen to our gut intuition. We don't check in with ourselves about how something is making us feel. So often we get gaslit about, especially as Black women, we get the angry Black woman trope, or bitter Black or bitter baby mother trope, or we have all of these stereotypes forced on us that we'll start to internalize what other people are telling us and begin to believe it and use it as a foundation for how we think and feel about ourselves, and then how we act. And as Black women, we have to be more intentional about establishing our own belief systems about ourselves. And that starts with trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. Trust that feeling that you get that something just isn't right. And sometimes you'll be surprised how the information just starts to line itself up, how the information just slowly starts to, everything just starts to come together and make sense when you open yourself up to the possibility that you could be right, that you could be telling yourself the truth. You'll start seeing how stuff just start falling into place. You'll be like, oh, okay, it'll start lining up and matching up. But the more that women are out of their right minds and they're out of their bodies, and they keep allowing men to play Geppetto and they be the puppet and allowing other people to control them, and then seeking validation from other people, that's the part, the fearless, that tripped me out. Is she said something didn't feel right. Then she went and sought validation outside of herself. But the worst part is that she sought the validation and the advice, but then did not take heed to any of it. Did not want to sit with herself, did not want to consider that maybe what she was feeling was right and that she didn't need external validation for it. She wanted to continue to do things that were outside of herself, instead of doing the real work of being with herself, because ultimately you only hurting yourself by being in this relationship and doing this thing with this man. I will say finally about the young lady who lost her life is that it's sad. As a child of DV and IPV, I know firsthand how scary those situations can be and how dangerous it is, and how in those moments, in those rage filled moments, in those moments where the violence is there, there is no talking to that person. There is no reasoning with them. There is no de-escalating. If that person wants to harm you, they will harm you. And while you're hemming and hawing and wringing your fingers and being unsure and, well, I love him, and but I don't know, but it's going to be hard, but I don't understand. While you doing all of that, they are not going to hesitate to hurt you or harm you or take you away from your children, your family, and your friends. So keep that in mind when you, number 4, giving all of these chances to men. They will not hesitate to remove you from this earth if something that you do, they feel like they don't like or they don't want you doing anymore. And with that, Trigger, thank you so much for this space. Black women, y'all, we at a late date. And you have to start trusting and believing in yourself first. But it starts with self first. Self first.
Right, all right. I appreciate that, Coach T. I think that's some more powerful words from Coach T. And I really do appreciate y'all. And I just want to say, I am not a perfect person, of course. And, I don't know if the lady that was up here was genuine or not. I don't know. I just didn't feel something was not right. I don't know what though. And so I just want any Black woman that may be considering, like, you need some advice, you need some help. This is a safe space for Black women, honestly. And I don't want you to feel like it isn't. It's just, I don't know. It's just, that was a little weird. And it doesn't happen very often with Black women that come up. It just happens a few times. So please don't think this is representative of me. It's not. It's just that something, I have to stand on it. It was something up with her. Okay. Something in the milk wasn't clean. Something wasn't right about her. And that's the reason why I just, yeah. So if you know that you're good intentioned and stuff and you want to come up and speak and say what you want to say, I have no problem listening to you, sis, and hearing you and not judging you or anything. Because we all as Black women have been in situations where we made a mistake or we made a misstep or we made an error, or it's something that somebody looking on the outside could say was stupid. It happened to every last one of us, me included. I'm no different. So I just wanted to say that, but I just want to say I love y'all black women. I really do. That's the reason why I do what I do. Like, there's a lot of things that go on with me behind the scenes that I don't speak about a lot, because at the end of the day, I want y'all to get more, positivity and uplifting from me than be talking about like the weird stuff that people do to me and try to do things because of the content that I make, uplifting black women. So I just want y'all to know I really do. I try my best to ride for y'all and center y'all and all of those things. So just know at the end of the day, I really, really, really do love y'all. And I know I don't have the biggest platform or anything like that, but I will always try my best to make a home here for all of us as best that I can. I just want to say that I love y'all, and and if you enjoy my content, I do have a YouTube. You can always follow me there too. And I pretty soon, Gabrielle, that's in here, sis, I will definitely be trying to get a set time that I go live at least one time a week. I have one set time. I know my husband always yelling at me, talking about something. You need to get you a regular scheduled time so the ladies don't miss you, because they commented in the chat that they missed the live or they came in late. He always tells me to do that. So, and I just be like, yeah, whatever. But I'm really gonna get on it, okay? All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. All right. Oh, and you know what? Y'all may not see me though this weekend, because I'm kind of doing like this little staycation with the hubby. This weekend we gonna try to have some quality time. I need to get my back fully broken. Now let me stop playing with y'all. I mean, that's true, but let me stop playing. But anyway, so I might not be here Saturday and Sunday, but I definitely will come back on Monday though. Oh, I saw what you said, T Scorpio. Yes, I ignored the red flags. He be knocking me between that washer and dryer. If I don't cook him some steak and potatoes. But anyway, y'all. Okay, let me stop playing. I gotta go, y'all. I'm doing too much already. I think I've been doing too much today in general, anyway. So, yeah. All right, I love y'all. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Bye.